ask people to come sit down, and if you're one of the four
Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah.
Check.
We're at the farmer's market, yeah. In a big tent, yeah. Like our ancestors of the past, yeah. Read it. We'd like to ask. Me too. Yeah. Be able to see people's faces.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Should drop your mic.
Yeah, I should
Swing
actually.
it back
Just like
a
in my.
little.
Okay. We will start now. I will start with an opening prayer by our elder Shirley Langham.
Père Métis, good evening. It is with great honor that I bring the open prayer. Dear Creator, in spirit, as our Red River Métis government prepares for an important election, I come before you, trusting in your power over all things. I ask for integrity in every process, from the election officials to every citizen casting their vote. Dear Heavenly Father, may honesty and fairness be our guide, and may all who are involved act with impartiality and respect. Guide the leaders who are elected so that they may serve with humility, wisdom, and a heart for the people they represent. Keep us mindful of your will as we exercise our right to vote. Let peace prevail throughout this very important process. Guide our minds and hearts the way you, dear Lord, would want us to all do so. In the name of the Father, Son, Amen. Marcy, miigwech.
Thank you, Shirley. I will thank the three locals that helped put this on, or actually did put it on. The St. Norbert local, Infinity local, and the Winnipeg North local. I was actually observing, watching a lot of their emails and text messages over the last few days. They did awesome work under a lot of pressure, and again, I'd like to thank them. They also, at the last minute, we were able to get Rogers, who's they're live streaming this, and it's going to be it's on YouTube right now, I understand. Is that thumbs up? Or you're on YouTube already? Fantastic, because I know there are a few people who are from the Winnipeg region who wanted to get on, and I'm sure there'll be more as the day goes on. And because it's on YouTube, it'll be something that they can watch over the coming days before they vote, so they get to know our four candidates. So there's some house rules. The house rules will be respectful of the audience and respectful of the candidates. And I know these are all good people here. We haven't had any trouble in any of the other yeah, not this election. We haven't had any trouble with people and in the candidate forums, either in the audience or up at the main table. It's all been pretty civil. You know, I mean, there'd be a lot of people historically that would say those half-breeds, they're not civilized at all. But I think we've been able to prove that we are. So I want to thank, yeah, politically incorrect, I guess. That's the way I take it. So I'm glad to be in my hometown of St. Norbert. And I say St. Norbert, I mean, this is where I grew up. But it's funny, like many of you, the Métis, we are semi-nomadic people. And so I was born in St. Boniface, went to church in St. Vital, grew up in St. Norbert, and I mean, who knows where that's going to go from here. But that's, I think, like all of us, you know, and I'm glad that the Manitoba Métis Federation now has mail-in ballots, and we're trying to accommodate people as much as possible. I also like to recognize that we have the spokeswoman of the IWS here, just has to say hi. Say hi to everyone. Minister Anita Campbell. And you'll see that I referred to her as minister because she doesn't have her election right now. She has a different process for getting onto the cabinet table. Okay, so those were about showing respect. And when we do the questions, you know, don't interrupt someone. Wait until it's your turn. And if by some chance you forgot some important point while you're doing your questions, you'll still have an opportunity in closing remarks to catch up on something that you may have missed. I mean, I'm that way often. You want to say something, or you walk away from a discussion and you realize, oh, I should have said this or that, but you'll have the opportunity to do that. Okay, the ground rules are pretty simple. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the candidate speeches. And what we can do is I can just give you well, why don't we start with Taylor? You do first. Susan, you can be second. And then yourself, Joanne, and then David. Okay, so you'll have 5 minutes to be able to describe to us who you are. Now, in order to ensure that there's 5 minutes at this point, sorry, there's an echo there. I'll try not to walk in front of that again. It was like being in a rock concert. I don't know if you guys heard it, but everything was vibrating in my ears. So when you're doing your 5-minute speech, you'll have at the 4-minute mark, so when you have 1 minute left, I'll be waving the yellow. I'll try to get in front of you. Try not to interrupt your eye contact with the audience, but I will be waving it until at least you glance in my direction. Then when you reach the end of that 5 minutes, I will be waving the red one. And this was an idea from one of my colleagues who's also one of the executive of one of these other locals, Winnipeg North, said that in, I think it was Thompson, but she threatened that if people go over their 5 minutes, and I'm going to allow people to go over to finish their thought, you know, so you get, 10, 20 seconds to finish that thought, you know, and deliver the last sentence. If not, either myself or this gentleman over here will start singing. And believe me, you're going to want to stop when he starts singing. And the reason is because I'm not going to shut off any microphones. It's just like, you know, just to remind you that there's someone else is following you, and it would happen to be this gentleman there. Do you want to give the test of what it's like? Oh, here, how bad? Home on the range. That's enough.
Woo!
Yeah.
I think we want to hear more of that.
Okay, so we'll start. I'm going to go back to my desk there, and I'll be have a timer. So, and then I'll push the 5 mittens and mittens, the 5 mittens. I mean, it sounds like a bunch of kittens. The yellow and the red to bring you to a stop. Okay. Oh, it's over there. My phone. I'm losing my mind, guys. Okay, anytime.
Hey. Hello, everybody. My name is Taylor Leclerc, and I am a proud Red River Métis woman, wife, and mom of one. I'm also daughter of the Red River Métis Nation. I was raised in the heart of the movement since the day I was born. I'm originally from the Northwest region. I grew up in Minitonas, Manitoba, and it's actually been in the news recently. Not for good things. It got flooded out there, and so my parents and family, sister, they've been dealing with a disaster, but my mom actually was able to come down to Winnipeg. I'm so grateful she was able to be here for this forum today. Having grown up in Minitonas, Manitoba, a small rural town, I grew up immersed in the natural resources of our homeland, and with that was able to exercise my right to harvest from a very young age. A lot of times we'd go fishing in the Duck Mountains or go to the Lake Winnipegosis where my family was from, go fishing on the commercial fishing boats with my grandparents. And then as I got older, I got into hunting as well. And from there, just was an advocate for the environment, for the sustainability of it, and to ensure that Red River Métis citizens continue to have the right to harvest and access to land, to practice our traditional values and to practice our culture. Through my involvement in Minitonas with the Manitoba Métis Federation and you know, kind of getting my foot in the door, I did do a term as vice chair on the Minitonas local, and kind of did my time in order to be able to run in the election here today. That being said, I have been involved in the Minitonas local for my entire life, and was able to help out and do my part to serve our community throughout my lifetime. I now live in Winnipeg, the heart of the homeland, and I remain committed to promoting, preserving, and celebrating Red River Métis culture, traditions, and values, though it does look a little different these days in an urban setting. I am an accomplished fiddler with 20 years experience showcasing Red River Métis culture through music across the homeland and on international stages. I was there playing the Red River Jig during the first ever raising of the Métis flag on Parliament Hill, and have been a part of major milestones for the MMF through my fiddling career. I am also an educated professional. I have an education in environmental science, a diploma from Assiniboine Community College, and as well a Bachelor of Science from Brandon University. I was very happy and privileged to have had support from the Manitoba Métis Federation in both my fiddling and my education. It certainly helped a lot, and I'm very appreciated of that time and that support. As well, my career since my education has been working for the Manitoba Métis Federation. I've been with the MMF for 6.5 years in the Energy Infrastructure and Resource Management Department, building and expanding on programs and services within the natural resources, environment and climate change, traditional economies portfolio, as well as the agriculture portfolio a little bit as well. Some of the programs and initiatives that I helped to get off the ground relate to the Tree Planting Initiative program, the Food Security Initiative program, the Stewards of the Homeland program, which is, I guess, kind of like a baby of mine before my actual little baby came along. Thank you. I see their yellow card. And as well, I had got started the Climate Symposium, which has been running for 4 years, and I'm happy that I have been able to be the MC each year that it's been running. In my work, I am very much energized by the passion of our Red River Métis citizens and the grassroots initiatives. You know, being at events, hosting events, bringing citizens together, I always, though it's exhausting, I always leave, you know, full of spirit and full of purpose, and with a direction to move forward. With that, I'm deeply rooted in my heritage with a vision to grow our future for future generations. And I've got a legacy in mind with Winnipeg in heart. Thank you.
Good timing.
Always right on time.
Always right on time. And she's always right on time. Oops. All right. Bonsoir. Season Dish Nakashon. I'm really happy to be here in St. Norbert tonight, and thank you, Elder Shirley, for that opening prayer. It helped me feel a little bit better about the overstimulation I'm experiencing right now. So I'm Susan Kirkwood. I'm a proud Red River Métis leader, community builder, entrepreneur, and Indigenous, focused on Indigenous-led solutions. For more than 20 years, I've worked alongside communities across Manitoba, developing programs that strengthen connections between people, education, employment, culture, and the land. My work has always been guided by the belief that strong communities are built when we invest in our people, celebrate our identity, and create opportunities for everyone to succeed. As the chair of Lima Chif, Otepemisoak, 2S LGBTQ+, and Allies Local, I've helped build partnerships, support community-driven decision-making, and deliver innovative programs that reach youth, families, and communities in urban, rural, and remote regions, including our beyond borders. Through this work, I have seen firsthand what is possible when citizens are empowered to lead and when our voices are heard. Everything I do is grounded in Red River Métis knowledge, experiential learning, and a commitment to sharing stories, culture, and our history with authenticity and pride. Through my business, Saisons, I promote land-based learning, cultural education, tourism, community experiences, and reconnect people to the land while supporting economic and cultural growth. I also operate an apparel and promotions product business that creates employment opportunities for members of our local who are unable to work full-time. This initiative allows locals and organizations to access affordable, high-quality products while directly supporting our relatives and strengthening our community economy. Everything I do is with a purpose and to support the Red River Métis. Over the past 4 years, I've been preparing for this opportunity to sit before you as a candidate in this election. I'm incredibly proud of my progress and the progress of the Manitoba Métis Federation, the national government of the Red River Métis, and the leaps and bounds they've taken in the last 4 years. And I wanted to be part of the next chapter of our story, of our nation's history. I want to be at the table when our treaty is finalized and our land claim becomes reality, and I want to do that for my mom. This work is personal to me also. My ancestors lost their land in St. Anne, land that was appropriated by the Hudson's Bay Company, leaving a family once held the largest river lots without their traditional homeland. I, like many Métis families, are story connected to the larger story of our national pursuit of justice and recognition. I want to make my mom's and my aunt's dream come true, have that land claim completed and support our president. My decision to run was also shaped by an experience as a parent. Last year, I was unemployed, and we enrolled my 5-year-old into dance. I was excited knowing the MMF programming was going to help support us by reimbursing those costs. Unfortunately, that program closed 2 days before I could apply for reimbursement. This experience led me to work with my executive team to develop a resolution to take to the MMF Assembly to explain ways to sustain important programs without relying on federal funding. I'm asking for your support here because I believe our government works best when it listens to their communities, respects diverse voices, and creates opportunities for everyone to thrive. I bring proven leadership, practical experience, and a lifetime commitment of building stronger, healthier, and more connected communities. Together, we can create a future that honors our past, empowers our people, and ensures that no one's left behind. Marcy Miigwech, thank you, merci. Raise the roof.
Me? Me, and then him. Okay.
Here. Oh, it's really tight.
Okay. Thank you.
Always
Can you hear
helping.
me? Yes? Thank you. My name is Joanne Rimmelard, and I'm seeking re-election for the Regional Executive Officer position. I've been in this position for the last 8 years, and I would like to go over my vision for the next 4 years for the Winnipeg region. Over the past 2 terms, our focus has been building a strong foundation for the Winnipeg region. Together, we worked to reduce debt, strengthen governance, and reactivate and rebuild our locals. We took 6 locals in 2018, and we're now up to 19 locals. That work mattered because before growth comes opportunity, and we needed stability. Now, as we move forward, the next term is about something different. This term is about building the Winnipeg region together. And we do that through communication, connection, engagement, and opportunity. One of my priorities for the 4 years is improving communication. Communication cannot flow in one direction. It must move from the MMF to the Winnipeg region, to the local executives, and to the local membership. And then it goes back, so questions from the membership to the local executives, to the region, and then to the MMF, to the cabinet. Over the coming months, we will continue strengthening communication and identifying any gaps so that it can be addressed quickly. Our locals are the heart of our region. That is why Winnipeg Region executives will continue attending local meetings regularly, sharing updates, providing reports, ensuring citizens receive information about programs, services, and upcoming events. We'll also move forward with the governance and leadership training for our local executives. The training is not simply about presentations, it's about conversation. Local executives will have opportunity to ask questions, and the Winnipeg Region leadership will ask questions too, because understanding the local priorities helps us to provide better support. We also want to meet with local executives at least once a quarter to discuss priorities and identify projects that matter most to the citizens. Those projects should not come from the regional office. It should come from working together. Another important priority is supporting the new Red River Métis citizens. Many people are only now discovering their identity because family history was not openly discussed. For some, reconnecting brings pride, but also questions. Where do I belong? How do I connect? What do I need to learn? I want to partner with the Louis Riel Institute to explore a Métis 101 program that helps new citizens understand their culture, history, governance, and tradition. But information alone is not enough. I want our locals to welcome new citizens, support them, and help build those personal connections that create belonging. Because our nation grows stronger when citizens feel included. Another priority is our youth. Excuse me. Youth are not only our future, but they're part of our present. Working with the Minister of Youth, I want to support opportunities and programs that reflect what youth themselves want to see. One goal is to hold youth gatherings and listening sessions so youth can help shape programming and events within the Winnipeg region. Rather than creating programs for youth, we should build them with youth. We also need to continue supporting our elders and our seniors. This term is about creating opportunities to gather and listen. I want to continue conversations with elders and seniors to better understand what supports and services matter most. Our monthly kitchen table talks showed how meaningful discussions can be. Topics included wills, power of attorney, healthcare directives, recognizing scams, the ERIC kits, helping citizens organize important information in one place. Those talks are currently paused during the election period, but I look forward to bringing them back. And finally, I want to speak about our Beyond Borders citizens. Many of our citizens live outside Manitoba and around the world, but they remain an important part of our Red River Métis family. I will continue meeting with Beyond Borders citizens regularly online and work with the minister responsible to ensure programs, services, and opportunities remain accessible. At the heart of everything I have spoken about tonight is one simple idea. We build stronger communities when we listen, we work together, and create opportunities for everyone. The next 4 years are about strengthening communication, supporting our locals. Oh, sorry, 5 minutes is up. Thank you.
Gotta take these off. I don't see close. Thank you. Hello, bonjour. My name is David Baudin, and I'm running for re-election in the 2026 MMF national elections. I was born and raised in Winnipeg to Agnes Lavalley from St. Laurent, Manitoba, and my dad, Omer Baudin, from St. Eustache. Our team has invested the time, effort, and unwavering dedication necessary to stabilize and right the ship we inherited in 2018. Over the last 8 years, we have demonstrated fiscal responsibility by paying our mortgages and reducing our debt, while simultaneously building for the future by launching regional programs and empowering our youth, elders, Two-Spirit LGBTQIA+ through dedicated committees and locals. Programs like hamper deliveries, which provided food to citizens in need, and a food subsidy program that provided food during the world's most deadly pandemic in 100 years, COVID. We now have 2 daycares in our region, and we attended the ribbon cutting for those. We've participated at events such as Cuthbert Grant's Old Mill celebrations, the Battle of Seven Oaks, and Indigenous Day in Selkirk. We also distributed bison meat, which provided for our elders and families, also a garden box program and grass cutting, snow removal, and many others. We supported our locals by attending their meetings and listening to their issues and participated in their fundraising events. We also hosted last year's wildfire evacuation center at our McGregor properties and volunteered many hours to helping our citizens and others. True governance cannot be learned overnight. It requires the precise expertise and refined skills that our team brings to the table. The exact capabilities needed to deliver the initiatives our citizens are calling for. This term, we are ready to expand on our success by consulting with our locals to discuss some of the following program areas: cultural access, targeted programs connecting the youth and to the next generation to our rich heritage through consultations and meetings. Diversity. As an executive officer in the Winnipeg region, I support the Two-Spirit LGBTQIA+ Pride Month and Parade, not only as a participant, but also in solidarity. The MMF is the first government to have 2 locals from the Two-Spirit LGBTQIA+ community to take this a step further. After consultation with our 2 locals, we would propose the creation of a regional Two-Spirit committee to dedicate time for listening to their needs. Language development. The creation of an introductory Michif language program accessible to all students would be a great addition to the regional programming. Traditional arts. Programs that provide support for fiddle playing, guitar playing, learning to play spoons and jigging. Programs, drama, arts, playwriting. All of these in community partnerships to assist our citizens. There's a long list of things we've changed since taking office in 2018. Communications. Prior to COVID, we hosted monthly coffee meetings to meet with our local executives who presented their ideas and visions for regional inclusion or advocacy at the cabinet level. Elder-senior engagements carry the knowledge of our history. Having them be more engaged with their regional office is a high priority for us, and creating an elder committee is a good start in our minds. Food security. Rising cost of food is a topic of the day for most families, and at Winnipeg Region it is as well. Community garden initiatives, garden boxes, and our partnerships with universities and the Real House Gardens is a great start to assisting Red River Métis families. However, more needs to be done, and meeting with our local executives on a monthly basis to get the ideas flowing is on the radar. Beyond borders, consulting with our citizens is the first step as their needs require us to listen. Then consulting with the Minister of Beyond Borders to open dialogue and present the challenges facing our Beyond Borders citizens is a good step. That brings me to why we're asking for your vote to be reelected. The answer is simple. We have the maturity, the knowledge, the skills, and a proven history of running programs within our region. And us having dedicated over 30 years to the Manitoba Métis Federation as a local member, executive, LAC chair, member, and regional executive is a journey that I started off when myself and 8 other citizens founded the New Horizons Métis Local in 2003. The passion for our people has always been and will always be the driving force behind everything that myself and Andrew Carrier and Joanne Remillard do. The past since then has been paved by hard work, resilience, and a shared vision with like-minded Métis citizens to help build what we have today. This progressing experience and dedication is what qualifies me to lead. If re-elected, I will continue to work with Team Winnipeg and the MMF cabinet to provide experienced, reliable service and support to every Red River Métis citizen in the Winnipeg region and beyond. The experience, knowledge, and skills of a combined team will carry Winnipeg region forward into a new term and a new cabinet. Thank you. Ooh, right on time. Right on time.
Thank you. That's pretty impressive. They all came in around 5 minutes, and sometimes that's very difficult to do. I mean, give them all applause for that, because it's hard work.
Good job, good job, good job, good job, good job.
Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to have 4, I call them scripted questions. So these were put together by the local executive. They sent me a whole bunch of questions. I sifted through them, made some modifications. So I'm fully to blame if the question doesn't make any sense. Now, there'll be, I'll call out ahead of time who's going to be answering the questions, in what order. But I will make sure that it's 2 minutes for their responses. So a 2-minute response. Again, the yellow card is going to go up when there's a minute left, so halfway through the 2-minute response, and the red one comes up. And again, if you have a quick thought, finish that off. Otherwise, it'll be this gentleman singing, okay? And we know we don't want... Does anybody want this guy to sing again? No! Okay, so here's the order for this question. Susan, you'll go first, and then Joanne, then David, then Taylor.
Are we going to receive the questions also written?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I've got it here. You've got paper in front of you. You may want to take a note if you need a key word or two. Just saying. It's because they're not very long. They're
It's
fairly
just hard
short.
to hear you is also.
Yeah, where do you want me to stand somewhere
And
else?
it's just the
I could
speakers.
talk
It's just-
slower.
I should probably sit in the audience.
Okay, and I'll repeat it. So here's the question. What specific actions will you take to strengthen local governance and the locals' ability to initiate and deliver programs, services, and events? So this is about local governance, and it's about the locals' ability to initiate programs and deliver those programs and services.
This is a great question because I'm often talking about this on my daily. As a
Okay,
local...
did you want to start now?
Oh, yeah, I'm
I
good.
was going to say it one more time for your
okay,
colleagues
sure.
and for the audience. What specific actions will you take to strengthen local governance and the locals' ability to initiate and deliver programs, services, and events? Okie doke, Susan. Anytime.
Okay, 2 minutes, eh?
2 minutes.
So what we really need to do as a region is we need to create the tools that are needed by our local executives. Right now, everyone's getting a $10,000 local capacity grant, if that, and they have to spend it in allotments throughout the year. Every local is now purchasing their own website, their own emails, and their own Zooms. I think that we should have a consolidated system for the region, treat our region like a corporation, and provide those services to our locals so that they can have more money to put back into their locals for their services and programs and build their capacity like the LCG should do. So this means that we have a shared Zoom, a shared email format, a shared system where everyone could be on the same web page and not have their own, but they have their own access to the web page throughout that mass system, kind of like MMFs. But I think that we should do that work on the administration side because our volunteers are unpaid and they have their own lives and their own jobs. And we should be taking care of all of that infrastructure so that they can make their job simpler as an executive. And then also, please also give everybody $100,000 to invest into their own portfolio so they can live off of the interest. Thank you. I still have a minute?
Yeah.
I'm wondering, I might be colorblind. Is that red?
No, I'm ADHD and autistic, so sometimes I just jump the gun a lot about things.
If you want another minute, you've got another minute.
Sure, I'll take another minute. Let's talk more about those investments, shall we? So right now we went from 6 locals to 19, and currently we have many, many people in all these locals. And what we don't have is a connection to our citizens. We don't have updated local citizenship lists, and we don't get them in time. The problem for executives is we don't have the empowerment to reach out to our people and connect them to us, and we don't have the capacity to support the people when they do. So for some locals that have 4,000, 3,000, 2,000 citizens, how is a volunteer executive supposed to do that work and handle all of those people when they finally come and say, I'm ready to be served by our government? This is a local initiative. It's a grassroots initiative. We're told daily by President Chartrand, we are the people, we are the voice, but we can't actually talk to everybody because we don't have the tools. So it's our job as a region to give you the tools. And that's what I want to do. I want to solve that problem. I see the gaps. I want to fill it. And I want to work with you through consultations to figure that out. Thank you, Marty.
Okay, that was good. Literally right on the other minute. So you did it twice. You were able to get on time. That's wonderful. Okay, so Joanne, then David, then Taylor.
Can you repeat that question, please?
Yes, I can.
Thank
yes.
you.
So, what specific actions will you take to strengthen local governance and the locals' ability to initiate and deliver programs, services, and events? I can say it one more time?
Yep, one more.
What specific actions will you take to strengthen local governance and the locals' ability to initiate and deliver programs, services, and events?
Thank you.
Okay.
So the specific actions, it's basically meeting with our locals, we're having discussions with our locals, especially during the governance training, and also letting the locals know where we are coming from as a region, and helping with the programs with the delivery of the programs. So we all sit down and we offer our support to the locals and whatever they need to succeed in delivering programs properly. Thank you.
David?
We're good? I can just jump right in.
Yes, please.
Okay. To strengthen our local governance and their ability to run programs, right off the bat, I would need to increase the consultations with our locals to help identify the areas that they want to see strengthened. So I don't want to just impose on the locals what I want to do for them. We need to actually meet with them and get that conversation going. We also need to look at developing a process or a strategic plan for our locals to see if what their projects they want to do throughout the year, and where can our government step in and assist them with that. I'd also like to see an increase in the capacity grant, and perhaps even a transfer payment April 1st to the locals, where they're jumping through less hoops and more action. Every April 1st should also include a budget from the local to what are they going to do with that money if it's decided that we can transfer them. The coffee meetings I talked about earlier, I would certainly increase that, because we need to maintain connection with our locals. Too many times we have new local executives and they're kind of drifting off on their own. Other than that, email, standardized MMF email for all our local executives should be in place, so that they're not using their own random emails. And of course, the support from the MMF government around that. Thank you.
Thank you. I think there are a lot of actions that could be taken to strengthen local governance and their abilities to initiate programs within the Winnipeg region. you know, the locals have been doing a fabulous job with the capacity that they do have. And yes, it is volunteer-based, but the amount of programs, events that are happening currently is fabulous to see. And there are already a lot of opportunities that do exist. So just a kudos to those local executives for doing what you have been doing with the support that you've been getting. Though within Winnipeg region, the abilities might be limited just due to the state of the current budget within the region, I definitely would advocate for executive training that is includes you know, support and training on how to chair meetings, access and support to help locals apply for their capacity grant, and also training to help support the creation of resolutions that support and strengthen the MMF as a whole to support and continue great governance. I would also be a direct support for local executive if I were to be elected in a regional position. Answering any questions, connecting executives with teachers, knowledge holders in any programs that they were wishing to initiate, and just being an advocate to have more programs ongoing and operating in the Winnipeg region. As well, Susan had mentioned, you know, just having a better communication system means to connect directly with members, and I think that's really important and a priority of mine as well. So with that, thank you.
Okay, now we'll go to question number 2. Now, all of you in your opening remarks, as well as in this other question, first question, you talked about communication, but there were no specifics. So we're going to ask you the question. This is question number 2. Again, you have 2 minutes each to answer them, and we'll start with Joanne Remillard, and then David Bowden, then Taylor, and then Season. So that's your order. But here's the question. How will you improve communication between the region, the locals, and citizens to ensure our people are informed, engaged, and heard? This is especially a problem with the large locals. Be specific. So I'll read it out again.
Yeah.
How will you improve communication between the region, the locals, and citizens to ensure our people are informed, engaged, and heard? This is especially a problem with large locals. Please be specific.
I wish they gave us the questions.
So again, you all spoke of communication at one time or another today. Now we're asking to drill down and be specific about how you would improve communication at, you know, for the regions, the locals, and the citizens. Okay, so starting with you, Joanne.
Thank you. So as I had mentioned in my opening statement about communication, communication goes both ways. And if there's if there's a gap within the communication line that needs to be, we need to find it and we need to correct it right away. Because there's a lot of information that's coming from the MMF to the Winnipeg region, and then we have to filter it out and send it to our local executives. And then from there, the local executives have to send it to their membership. And one of the problems that from what I'm hearing from the locals is that, one, they have, you know, thousands of members, but how do they get in touch with them? All, let's say, 2,000 to show up to one meeting or to show up into an event. So there's a communication that needs to be more developed there. With that, it's also with the membership that needs to talk to their executives and to whatever problems that they may have. And the executives, if they don't have the answer, they come to the region, they come to us. And if we're able to answer it, that's wonderful. But if we're unable to answer it, we'll find out the answer and we can bring it to cabinet, or we can find out through the President's office in which way to go with this. Thank you.
Good. Thank you for the question to improve communication between regional local citizens and keep them informed and engaged. My thoughts involve more support for our regional coordinators to reach out, because Winnipeg region does have a lot of regional executives to deal with, so that would absolutely be more of a priority. Without having the capacity to reach out to locals, then the locals will be left to their own. I'd also like to see, again, a separate email for those local executives that they then can share with their citizens when it comes to being communicated with. The email seems to be a little easier to deal with than making lots of phone calls. The monthly meetings by Zoom or in person should be an increase. We should also have more leadership meetings with our local executives for training, and we should have some training for learning the Microsoft Office suite. So the Microsoft Office suite, that's all the technical skills and software that our people use every day, but we don't always have access to any kind of training programs, manuals, or books to help in that regard. And of course, I taught the subject at Ritter College, so I would be open to being part of the team that leads that for the MMF, if that's the case. And that's my thoughts. Thank you.
I guess that's me. Thank you for the question. I think it's a very important question, especially in this day and age where there is almost information overload, and it's hard to know what's really important, what's going to address citizens' needs efficiently or not. So I myself would be a direct advocate at the regional level to ensure that locals and therefore grassroots citizens are getting information that is pertinent to them, ensuring that they have access to programs, services, initiatives, and being there at meetings, at events throughout my whole entire term to make sure that information is reaching them. As well, I just wanted to touch on communication and the local lists as well. I will be an advocate at the MMF to ensure that local members, or local executives, sorry, are able to access their membership lists. I'm not too sure how how much traction I would get, but I would like to ensure there is a consent box for folks to check to allow their information to be shared with local executives so that they can be informed, know when events are happening, know when meetings are happening, so they can get out and be involved in the MMF governance. So I think it's important, especially in this day and age when many people aren't coming out to local meetings, that we get as many people out as possible to strengthen our government, to strengthen our nation, act as a collective as we move forward in advancing our Red River Métis rights, especially in a time when we're facing uncertainty and an invasion, I guess, of those trying to pretend to be Métis and trying to take some of our services away from us. So I certainly will advocate for the strengthened communication. Thank you.
All right. So I'm a massive fan of forms and collecting data through a one-click system. But I also believe that we have to start with building a resolution to update how CRO connects to our citizens in the first application. We need a resolution to update which information is shared by our citizens to our local executives and how they're able to connect to our citizens in various ways, not just email, but we should also be able to send letter mail and even phone them if we need to, just so we can have that initial conversation. Back to these forms, we need funnels and not bottlenecks. There's too much going on. There's too much information out there. We don't have a centralized system and service for our comms. We have stuff coming from MMF, from the locals, from the regions. It's all over the place, and it's overwhelming and overstimulating for a lot of people. They start blocking us, and they don't want to follow anymore because it doesn't pertain to them. So we have to know our market. And one thing that we could do is create a targeted marketing strategy, and we could use things like customer service management systems, which allow us to engage with our citizens in more meaningful and impactful ways, but also empowers our locals to have more control over how they're connecting to their folks in their local. And we also, I am reading everywhere. So if we have those massive forums to collect that data in the first place, it all goes to a nice, neat and tidy Excel sheet, and we're able then to prioritize how we're communicating with our people. There's lots of tools out there. I love them. I'm a promoter of all those tools, and I hope that we can get those tools in place once I'm elected. So merci, miigwech, merci.
Okay, it's now time for the third question. And the order would be, David, you'll go first. Taylor, you're second. Susan, you'll be third. And Joanne, you'll be fourth. Got that? Okay, great. Okay, so we're going to try this question here. This actually appeared a number of times in different ways. From the executive and from others who were providing some questions. What opportunities do you see to increase the revenue and build the long-term financial stability for the Winnipeg region locals? So I'll say this again. What opportunities do you see to increase the revenue and build the long-term financial stability for the Winnipeg region locals? As one person kind of joked to me, show me the money. And as everyone knows who's been in a local, that it's often very difficult to find the money for various events and the programs or services you want to provide to your citizens and the children's citizens as well. Okay? One more time? Good? Okay, one more time.
Just to let you know, I have hearing loss in the left ear, and this echo in here is I'm trying to hear the question, so
I have no problem.
It's not good.
Repeating it another time, not a problem. Can you hear me now?
Well, I can hear you, but sometimes it's just muffled from what I'm hearing.
Then maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the mic and I'll say it in front of Joanne, and you'll all hear the question as well. What opportunities do you see to increase the revenue and build the long-term financial stability for the Winnipeg region locals? So it's about financing.
Okay.
It's financial stability, revenue for the locals.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Revenue for the locals.
In the region. Right?
For locals.
Yeah, in the region.
Which opportunities to increase revenue to Winnipeg region locals' long-term financial stability?
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Great teamwork. Everyone working together up at the front. Give them a hand. Yeah. Okay, so that's the question. Again, it's David first, then Taylor, Susan, and then Joanne. And David, you can start anytime.
Sure, thank you. I guess the easiest way would be just have Minister of Finance transfer everybody money, but that's not going to work, I guess. So, all kidding aside, business long-term for locals. A lot of our locals have a lot of self-entrepreneurs already within them. What they don't have is that place where they can go that belongs to them to resell their products, and not just one local, but all the locals should have the opportunity to have a market. Maybe it's like this, but our locals don't own this. But so we don't have that opportunity where they can all come together and be their own co-op, if you want to call it that, to sell their products and set the market for what their products should be retailed at. Also, we don't have a lot of access to online sales, whether it's through Amazon or Temu or any of these institutions. And they also need the individual or individuals to show them how to do this, right? Wanting to do it and doing it are two different things. You need training and you need education and you need assistance to put these together. Regionally, we would be looking to implore that if that's the case. With that, I'll say that collectiveness and cooperative between all locals probably is the bigger picture for this. Them working together, deciding what would work for their citizens to raise revenue for the local itself. Other than that, we're writing proposals and sending it to government. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to preface this question by saying I don't have all of the answers, but I will start by saying that all locals, I will help all locals access the local capacity funding grant to ensure that they have that head start from the MMF in creating programs, initiatives, doing the things that they're wanting to do, and also support and help facilitate fundraising efforts. The local that I'm a part of, Liberty Local, is a really great example. They had started a Chase the Ace that runs, I think, all year, every Friday. A lot of dedication and hard work has gone into it, but they have raised a lot of money, and through that have been able to set aside and invest that money as well. And so that's a really great example of how, I guess, is the strength and the power that locals have looking towards the future of their members. And I would love to be able to help and facilitate additional fundraisers such as that. I know a lot of locals have taken it upon themselves as well to create a sash, a local sash, and then have sales from that as well that goes into their account for the future. And so I'm very happy to help and support and advocate for the growth of locals, building revenues, and having long-term financial stability. But again, it's not my knowledge circle, but I'm a fast learner, ready to learn and help support in any ways that I can. But ensuring that all locals are accessing the capacity grant will be first and foremost in the step towards long-term stability. Thank you.
Good job, good job. Where did I put my page? I just wrote a novel and I lost it. Okay, so I'm an entrepreneur. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I know how to be entrepreneurial. And one thing I've noticed about our really great locals here in Winnipeg region is that every local has their niche. Some are really great at putting on cultural events, some are really great at throwing fundraisers, some are really great at creating products. So I would like to see a group of locals come together and figure out what everyone's good at, and then we can then provide services to each other and keep our money in our same pot. So we're just shuffling money back and forth. This is for the short term. The long term, after we get our logistics or CMS systems in place, or our locals can actually communicate with their citizens, we have tons of tourism opportunities right here in Winnipeg in the homeland. Red River Métis is the most provided services as far as Indigenous tourism is concerned in the homeland here. There are so many opportunities for growth in this sector and so many knowledge keepers throughout our locals. This is a big money maker, and I really implore locals to look into this for sustainable tourism services. Also, locals should be provided opportunities to have have offices in our MMF buildings so that we could do stuff in, to gather, to plan, we shouldn't have to be renting from other people. Our money should all be staying in our little circular economy. Also, our locals should receive a trust fund from our MMF, especially after we get that land claim deal, so we can earn interest from that and invest into economic opportunities, employment opportunities for our youth, and keep that money and that economic engine going, because as you know, as our history shows us, we're an entrepreneurial nation, and so let's start looking to each other instead of outside for other services. Marcy Magwitch.
you. So for long-term stability for the Winnipeg region and also for assisting our locals, so knowing what I do know with our region, number one, we need to have a project manager to look for funding, and funding that's not just with the federal, provincial, it could be with municipal, it could be with other organizations. And with all this money that, the funding that comes in, can also be divvied up amongst the locals. So, and also the locals can provide, they can also do their beading workshops and such. And then they can also, we can also sell them at our office. So this is, the money keeps coming back to the locals. And then another one is a constant fundraiser. So there is a fundraiser out there that we were looking at, like a payday fundraiser. So you would purchase a ticket, and if the money, and if a ticket is drawn and nobody's won, that pot gets bigger and bigger. And then at one point it's a 50-50, so that 150 goes to the person, the other 50 goes to the locals. So it's very similar, almost like the Chase the Ace. I know that a lot of locals are doing the Chase the Ace. Even the region could do the Chase the Ace, but the money's always coming back to the locals. Because we do have locals that also ask, you know, for assistance in certain areas. And to get in order to get long-term stability, this is something that we have to look at and plan it properly so that it will be, thank you.
President's here, by the way.
What's that?
Finish your thought.
Finish my thought. It's gone.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
It's gone. That red thing just gone.
I won't laugh. That was pretty good. No, I won't laugh.
The gray hair movement.
Okay, so we're gonna have a little bit of fun on this other one. This next question, I'm going a little bit out of order here. So the question I'm going to ask is, what would be the one word to best describe your greatest strength as a leader in our Métis government? So one word, but you got 2 minutes, right? So you could sit there, just repeat the word over and over again, or please explain why you chose that word and what it means. So again, what would be the one word to best describe your greatest strength as a leader in our Métis government? Please explain. And the order will be, Taylor, you'll go first, then Season, followed by Joanne and David. Okay, and you've got 2 minutes each for that answer.
One word.
Just think for a minute.
Perfect. Okay, this question is similar to one that came up in the Bison Local and Two-Spirit Local forum that was held last week. And I don't want to sound, I guess, cocky, but one word that comes to mind for myself and my strengths is vision. I've worked at the Manitoba Métis Federation for 6.5 years, and then that time, in my opinion anyways, I have accomplished and created a lot of programs and initiatives that I am very passionate about, very proud of, and been able to see my vision for those programs implemented and on the ground. You know, the tree planting initiative started as a need from citizens wanting to access plants. It was a commitment made by President David Chartrand to plant 1 million trees, and from there, I do believe the commitment has grown. But I had the time and opportunity to take that commitment and bring it forward, and we have planted thousands of trees. I'm not too sure where the number's at because I haven't been there for the past 17 months, but we have made great progress. There's a tree nursery being developed. We're going to be growing our own trees, selling those, bringing revenue into the Manitoba Métis Federation through that initiative alone. And so for that, I am very grateful and happy to have had that opportunity and to be able to be in a setting and a place, a workspace where I can take an idea and run with it and bring direct impact to Red River Métis citizens' lives and goals and fruitions of the Manitoba Métis Federation to life. And that's just one program that I had got off the ground and running. And so being a Red River Métis citizen, a woman in a world dominated by men, having those opportunities is so meaningful to me, and for that I am so grateful. Yeah, thank you.
So Taylor took mine. When I get up in the morning until I go to bed, if I'm sitting by a fire, if I'm eating something, my brain is continually rattling with all the wheels and cogs of who's doing what, where they're doing it, how they're doing it, what's going on, who's missing, where's the gaps. And I think while sitting here, I don't have a thesaurus, but what I'm going to say is that my word and my biggest strength is being open. And I think I learned that along the way. Maybe it came with age, but I used to be really fixated on these black and white ideals of what this should look like. And I stopped shooting all over myself. And what I had to do is really build this in-depth knowledge as a knowledge keeper and a historian and someone who's very passionate about our history. This openness to understand, this openness to receive information, and this openness to put it all together. So I believe that my strength is being able to see things from all angles. It is hard for a lot of people's brains. It's a mental gymnastics. But I really try to remain impartial in all scenarios and open to everybody. I think that's why my people who support me are so polarizing of each other. But I think that's what my greatest strength is, to always be open and to receive and open to give. So, because yeah, you took my other ones, which is having vision and passion and all that other stuff. So thanks, Marcy McGwitch.
Yes, okay, thank you. So one word that describes my best strength, I will go with passion. And the reason why I choose passion is that with my portfolios, I've had 3 portfolios now, and I've always did my best with passion, with my heart, with all of the portfolios. So with Métis Child and Family Services, I was the associate minister and assisted Minister of yours with Métis Child and Family Services. With the environment was the next portfolio. And during the environment portfolio, the passion there was to get out the word of what's happening with our environment, promoting all the events that were happening within the portfolio. Also with the provincial education, that portfolio is near and dear to my heart. I enjoy this portfolio, and also promoting education, promoting our adult learning center. A lot of people don't know that we have one, but we do. So when I go to the locals, this is what I do. I bring out our pamphlets. My passion is to get the word out of who we are and what we do, because if we don't do that, they're not going to know. I didn't know we had an adult learning center when I got the portfolio. I do now, but we're working on that to make it bigger and better. With our cultural program, that too, we're also letting others, letting people know that they can use our cultural guides to do more cultural.
We're good?
It's getting good in here.
Thank you for the question. And like other candidates, there's many words that we can choose to help describe what we think is our greatest strength, because every day it sometimes changes, but there is a core one for me, and that word is share. And as a kid growing up, being the poor kid on the block, never had anything and nobody would share anything, as you got to a position in life where you could help others and share your successes and your vision and your projects and your seat on the bus and wherever it may be, sharing is what I do every day. And I'll share the last dollar in my wallet. Sorry, a little emotional. There's a story behind that. And it's sharing. That's what I do. And that's information. That's my work ethic. That's my compassion for other people. Sharing is the biggest gift that I bring. Thank you.
Sharing is caring. I'm killing this pen.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to have questions from the audience. And those questions, when you ask the question, we're going to give everybody an opportunity to answer. So we'll just, when the first question comes, we'll go from left to right, and we'll go right to left, and then we'll go from the center and the center. So there'll probably be about 3 or 4 questions. Or I could just continue the patterns we've already been doing. Just thought we'd shake it up a little bit. But if you have questions, please put up your hand, and the microphone will come to you. There's one behind. And then from that point, they'll only have, again, 2 minutes to answer each question. And I'll use the yellow and red card again. Thank you.
Okay, hello. My name is River Amy. I'm from the Winnipeg North Local. And this is a broad question, so I trust that our leaders have enough creative competence to answer this question, but I would like to know what is the key difference that you want to make during your term, or the key change that you want to see during your term, and how you would implement that.
The key change or the key difference you want to see in the next term if you're elected in?
What's the key change?
That you want to see implemented or executed in this next term.
Okay.
The key difference or change.
Thank you, River, for your question. So the key change within the Winnipeg region, the one thing that I'd like to see is more funding coming in. So basically, again, looking for a project manager to bring in more funding so that we can have add more staff to the Winnipeg region, because we have over 25,000 Red River Métis citizens in Winnipeg, and we have 3 staff. So it would be nice to have more assistance, more staff, in order to help run the region. Not that it's not running on its own, but I think we can make it run better. Thank you.
Because this is so near and dear to my heart, and I knew when I was going to be running 4 years ago that it was something that I wanted to build for our MMF nation, beyond borders and within the Winnipeg region. But I really know that I could build a sports, recreation, culture, and art program that's province-wide and beyond borders-wide. I'm passionate about this. Providing access to services for intergenerational programs is my passion. I want to see this implemented in a way that reflects the needs of all of our unique communities, not just in Winnipeg region, because of course, if I get that bonus portfolio, I'm supporting all Red River Métis. And so I would really love the opportunity to see a combined portfolio for culture, history, heritage, sport, and youth all in the same bucket. So I could build that program and watch it grow. And it also has an economic side to it where we're creating employability and job training skills for youth. And they're then going to go back to their home communities to replicate the programs and services they're trained to offer and provide. And this is going to create long-term growth for our communities, a long-term mentorship and employment for our communities, and everyone's going to be able to access all of these really great things that make them feel connected to our MMF, the National Government of the Red River Métis. Thank you.
Thank you for that question. What is the major difference and change that I want to make? I have thought long and hard about this question, and while there are a ton of possibilities and obviously a lot and a big difference that I want to make in a position such as this, the one that comes to mind the most is showcasing the realm of possibilities for the future of our leadership, for the future of our youth, for women. I think, putting my name forward and running in this election was certainly a step in the right direction. But I want to obviously continue that and show our youth, show women, show our 2S LGBTQIA plus communities, everyone involved in the nation, the realm of possibilities. There's so much good that can be done as a collective, as a nation, and that's really why I put my name forward and what I'm doing. The future of our government is uncertain when you look at the age of our cabinet. Sorry, you've done so much, and I'm so grateful for that. But there hasn't been a change in quite a few years, and so being able to step up, get in this position hopefully, and learn from current cabinet with a lot of respect, and know how it operates and know how to move forward to make a difference, make change, and continue to grow our nation is my main commitment and my main action item. Thank you.
Good, thank you. Key term or change. I would like to see actually more opportunities for leadership training and training in general within the region. That seemed a bit narrow focused. So now I'm thinking that the leisure guide that comes out to some of our homes has a variety of different small programs that you can take, whether it's swimming lessons or skating. In this case, I'm thinking a nice Métis version of that being a Métis leisure guide that has the collective of all the training programs in our province, from our beading to our vest making to our hats and so on. A collective version of that would be perfect for me, because I like to, flip through pages and bend them over and mark which program I want to take and so on. And I'm thinking that a Métis leisure guide that's Métis specific would be a fantastic addition to our nation and also to Winnipeg region. Thank you.
That was all of us. We went from that side to this side.
So now we go from that side to this side.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so David,
We need to know the question.
Yeah.
You got a
Come on,
question?
moderator.
Question?
Here's the question.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll speak lead. My name is Joseph Forey. I'm former from the Paul local, transferred to the Liberty local, make my home in Winnipeg, grew up in northern Manitoba. I was sitting here listening about the questions from the floor or from the moderator, and it dealt with a lot of regional, local, local relationships. Now, I've been around the organization from small boy. Next year will be 60 years of the MMF since it was first organized, incorporated. And I remember around sitting at the table at George Fleury, Ed Head, and talking about land, talking about when are we going to get paid. And you have to understand, like, my great-great-grandfather got pushed off this land. He has a script for 160 acres. We've come a long way in the last 60 years. We've seen historic moments. We've seen Lurie Rail being stated. We've just seen a treaty signed by David Chartrand, our president. So I guess my question for you, because Winnipeg region represents the original Manitoba of 1870, the postage stamp. That's Winnipeg, the Red River. If elected, how can you influence cabinet to seriously take a look at the scripts that were given in the 1800s and how we can force the federal government to honor those scripts, or at least, because somebody said once, land claims. Well, we have probably every family in here is connected to a script. So how can we get our people compensated for what we've had to give up for Manitoba to be a province, and for the MMF now to be this great entity that it is nationally, with sky-rise buildings on Main and Portage, office buildings throughout all of Winnipeg and throughout Manitoba, but yet our citizens are still waiting to get paid.
Dave starts.
I was going to say, can you repeat that backwards for me? Because forward was pretty hard, but that's fine. It's, so my understanding is how can, I won't say we, I'll say I, convince cabinet to revisit a land claim decision. It's probably the wrong word. And so the citizens could be compensated in the future. Basically, it's around that. So, okay, so the organization was compensated, but not so much the citizens. Right now, not to get into super deep, but our president's already negotiated the win for the compensation, but we don't know what that amount is. That's still in play. Also, as far as where that dollar is going to go, it's going to go into a trust fund, and that's already been decided. And I believe that was at the AGA of 2013. That was before that I got on cabinet. My thoughts around the compensation piece, I think our cabinet, our future cabinet, will look at all angles of this, and if there's some way or somehow that we can look at a compensation for regular citizens, I'm sure your cabinet will be on top of that. And that's about the best I can do with that, Joe. I couldn't hear you. My commitment to that, if elected, will be to work with the president and the cabinet around those discussions and bring that back to the annual regional meetings of Winnipeg Region. That we can do.
Thank you for the question. As Minister David Beaudin had mentioned, the land claims agreement had gone forth. It was a big fight in the courts, and the Manitoba Métis Federation had won that case. So I do believe they are still in the negotiations to see what that will look like for the MMF, since MMF and all those in attendance, that money would be put into a trust for future generations and protected for the continued advocacy and service of Red River Métis citizens. That is a decision that was made by the collective, by the nation, and that's, I mean, that could be revisited, but I don't know that the answer would change as a collective. So, yeah, thank you.
I remember in 2018, I wrote on everywhere I could write anywhere on MMF comms. Just start buying the land back. We have the money, just start buying it back. And you know what they started? One building here, one piece of land there, one piece of land there. And we're growing. How many is it now? 1.8 million square feet of building space we own now? That's almost like the 1.8 million acres that were owed by the federal government. But honestly, the money is not coming to us as people. And I would love to be in cabinet, elected, and saying, but can we just at least give locals $100,000 they can invest in their own trust fund and their own investments to raise money for their local capacity. And then they have some sort of control or autonomy within the MMF, because we are the people. And that might help a lot of people out in developing their programs and their services for their locals. And that might also help the locals pay for staff. President Chartrand will succeed in having our land claims finalized in this next 4 years, right? That's his goal and the mission. I think it'll happen. All we could do at Cabinet is support that work, and then also try and get a little bit for the people on the ground. And that's what I'm going to try and do, just because this is probably the most effective way to make the people feel respected and honored and their ancestors not forgotten. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Joseph, for that question. It's a really good question. I think everybody's wondering about the land claim money. So as David Bowden had mentioned earlier, 2013 was when we were successful in the land claims. But during that time, we also had consultations in 7 regions. Excuse me. We had consultations in 7 regions, and with these consultations, it was explained on how the money would be put in the bank, and then and for the future for our children. So as of today's date, as far as I know, we have not yet received any monies from the federal government, but I would like to see when we do get the money, and then we can maybe at Cabinet take a look at it and see about opening it up. I don't know for how much money for our citizens, but that's something that we can look at. Thank you. Yeah, and it all depends on the amount of money that we're going to be getting from the feds. And it's the feds that's holding up the money. I would, talk to your MLA, your minister, on the federal level, and just ask them to push this, because we need to continue lobbying for our money that we've lost. I know that my family lost money, lost the scrip, and I know everyone here, they've all lost the scrip as well. So basically, it's all consultation, and everything would have to go through resolution and through the AGA as well. That's all that I have to say. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, can we take a 2-minute recess?
I was actually wondering the same thing.
Yes, and the bathrooms are just over there. Yeah, let's take 5 minutes tops.
All right. Stretch.
Those chairs are rough.
They're like really bad, eh? They're cold.
We don't have cushions.
We have the bannock clips.
Yes.
Nice and flat. I you feeling? Aside from it being overstimulating in here, so overstimulating. My brain is like firecracker right now. My brain's a firecracker right now.
Let's see, and with all of this, like,
Yeah, it's
it's,
awful.
it's terrible. I can hardly hear.
This is the question I want to ask you guys, especially you, because
Hi. You want to talk to me? Susan. Nice to meet you too. What local are you in? Oh, okay, nice to meet you. Were you at the meeting that I was at a couple weeks ago? Oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay. I was online, so I didn't get to see everyone around the table.
and I apology, and I've been trying to do this for 10 years since my
Nice to meet you.
and I've tried to
Have you voted yet?
they've never
Oh, so
I've actually been
you're gonna wait till the, yeah.
at Matt.
I like bursting the door.
Here's an application.
Yeah, it's exciting.
But you can't go to school.
How's it going?
You can't go to school because you're an
Season, nice to meet you.
The next question I was going to ask. I've been trying to go.
Oh, okay, nice to meet you.
I want to get an into the
So I'm going to pass it over to Kat.
Friendly reminder to everybody that it's 50-50 tickets.
Last call for 50-50.
Oh, apparently our visitor from BC, guy who says it. 50-50 tickets, last call, 50-50 tickets. There are people with them. Hold your buckets up, people. Hold the buckets up. 50-50. Thank you.
But just in case you missed that, last call for 50-50.
Hello? Yeah, okay. Okay, everyone, we're going to start again in a minute. This is the minute warning. Okay. Okay, everyone, we're starting in 30 seconds. Run. Run to your chair. Okay, reminding people to pay for the 50-50? If you haven't bought 50-50 tickets, I think you still have an opportunity. And they're up near the front door there, the blue bucket, I believe.
Does this mean I get to sing?
No.
Oh.
Make it quick.
What did you say?
I said, we're trying to get people. I mean, it's going to be just shorter.
How much longer?
$20 on tickets. I had to put $20 on top of that. So, you know what happens when you borrow money.
So I believe we have 3 questions left.
Okay.
3 people, questions.
Nice.
And so, but I was thinking that give everybody an opportunity to answer, but let's try to keep it to a minute. We'll do it like sharp.
Okay.
Well, because we still have to hear your speeches.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there's, yeah, and then,
Taking those from 3 minutes down to 2.
Okay.
what?
You have it actually timed?
Yes.
Mine is, but I can always
Look,
I can cut down.
3-minute closing statement.
Okay, it just means that, you're cutting the president's.
Whatever you need.
Okay, 3 minutes, let's see.
All right, I'm good either way.
Please, you people.
Yeah, I'm good either way. It's
Yeah, I'm definitely glad you interjected and asked for a recess. So I was like sitting here and I feel like my answers were getting shorter and quicker.
So has everybody got their 50-50?
Yeah.
And we did do consultations, it's good that we're doing that.
that's right.
But the real issue is that we would have failed if we would have said that it was divisible and it was individual, a series of individual claims. The only way it survived the courts was because it's a collective claim.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Otherwise, we would have been dead in the water.
Yeah, well, because that's our rights and our collective rights. They're not
That's
individual.
exactly. It's not about individual rights, it's about collective.
That's right.
We're outstanding.
Yeah.
It's unanimous, so it's kind of funny.
Yeah, you probably just wanted his voice heard at the time. Right? No, yeah. Probably. And you know what that happens.
It happens. People want, direct money in their pocket, but there's so many
Okay,
for that.
Joanne? Joanne, you have your tickets now?
Yeah.
And season.
Cold. The chair is cold now.
Season.
Chillis. Like my little man likes to draw in my notebooks.
Allons-y.
Oops, sorry, my tea. Oop. The rogue tea.
Taylor showed me the real tea.
Okay, I think there were 3 people, right? You had
Métis.
2, and then but I believe Raymond Bjors also wanted to, do you still want to ask a question? Okay, third. So keep it a simple one, okay? Not too complicated. I want them to be able to answer them in like 30 seconds. Awesome. Okay. So who? Okay, and hold on. The order for this question would be Season, David, Joanne, Taylor. Okay. There's a pattern here. I'm trying to mix it up. So.
What's the question?
I don't have the question. The gentleman has the question.
Hello, my name is Michael Martel from Seven Oaks Métis Council. Being a father of 2 girls, it's great to see 3 women running this time around. In fact, it's history in the making. How will you empower and support young women to run for politics in the future and make them proud to be Red River Métis?
It was said really fast, but he's a father of 2 girls, and then how will we support women and girls move into politics with the Red River Métis?
Who's starting?
I start, and then
It'll be Season,
and then
then
Season,
David,
Dave, Joanne, Taylor.
and then Joanne, and Taylor.
Third.
I'm third.
So you're asking how I'm going to support women and girls entering into MMF politics? Okay. So I wouldn't not support it. We have the Infinity Women's Secretariat, does a very good job of creating programs and alliances with women and girls to feel supported within the Red River Métis community and the Manitoba Métis Federation. Myself, as a parent also of a girl and a Two-Spirit person, we're the most underserved community members ever in the world, any colonial world, where women are the last person to be called on, which is why Anita has the Infinity Women's Secretariat and is doing so well. As a candidate and a potential electoral person, I don't see any problem in having more youth at the table for our locals, and we have to support our locals to support our women and girls. The roundabout answer is, I think there are already things in place that are going to support women and girls better than any singular candidate, but I'm definitely going to make sure that our nation is more inclusive, diverse, and paying attention to our daughters, because they're coming up in a world right now with a lot of mixed commentary, men's groups, and people pushing back against our rights as people and thinking that somehow they're missing out on something because we're asking for something that we haven't been receiving. And so, trust me, I come at this with a very open mind and understanding that as underserved populations, we're the ones asking for the most and getting the least, and we're going to have to do more work to make sure that everyone's listening. And as a candidate and an electoral, if I'm elected, I'll be able to bring that voice to the table. I hope that helps, but I'm with you on there with that one.
David?
We're good to go? Let me start by saying that being raised by aunties and lots of First Nation cousins that are female, and they held their own in everything that we did, whether it was sports or it was playing board games. And so looking to support them in a world and moving into politics, what's needed is knowledge. You need knowledge of politics itself and the systems within it. You also need to have somebody to talk to, so you need a mentor. So having access to mentors for girls and women to enter into politics, especially Métis politics, they need to talk to somebody to help them, guide them along on procedural things when it comes to working at the MMF as politics. So with that, I would also say a library of material that would be accessible, whether that's online or books in person in regards to politics in Canada, Métis politics or Indigenous politics in this sense. So they're familiar with the governance systems that we currently operate within, so that's provincial and federal governance. So there's knowledge that needs to be acquired And, you know, nothing better than having that Métis mentor be there for them to help them guide that way. Thank you.
You got this.
It goes to Joanne, I think.
Oh, Joanne, yeah. Oh.
Thank you for the question. So, how to support your daughters to get into politics, is that correct? Yes, like that? Okay. So, check my notes. So basically it's starting attending with going to local meetings, going to the AGAs, and they get a sense of what's happening within the local, what's happening within the AGA. So I'm just going to say, like in 19, hello?
I think it's just pull the mic closer to you. I think they're just trying to turn it up because it's too far.
Thank you. So in 1998, I was asked to start up a local, and I had no idea what I was doing, but I was there doing this in 1998. I sat on that local for 14 years as secretary treasurer, and then one election year, one of the elders asked me to run in the election. And I'm kind of going, okay, I'll listen to my elder, because the elder felt that I would do a good job up in the cabinet. So,
Yellow.
and there's a lot of mentoring. Thank you. There's a lot of mentoring, and as women, we're never alone. We always have other women mentoring us, and if there's questions, we're always there to answer. So I don't feel that your daughters would have a hard time getting into politics. If it's their passion for the Red River Métis citizens and to keep moving us forward, then yes, let them come into the politics. But we're all the women on cabinet support each other. So I don't see that there should be any problems for your daughters. Thank you.
No, not yet.
Thank you. Ooh, I'm here. Are you here? Okay. Thank you for that question. This also ties into a question received earlier in my response, just about being there, running, and if elected, sitting at the table and showcasing the realm of possibilities for youth, for women. And just to expand on that as well, I think there's a lot of room for the integration of meaningful relationships with the Infinity Women's Secretariat at the Winnipeg region, and other departments affiliates as well. But the IWS specifically works directly with women, works to mentor, works to empower, and works to grow and blossom leaders, specifically women and girls. And so the Winnipeg region, I think we can do a better job and make those connections. As well, myself, thinking about running and looking at who's at the table, I certainly have had a lot of mentors, have had a lot of role models to look up to in ultimately making this decision and decision to run. Minister Campbell, she's sitting right at the front here. I'm from the Northwest region, looking at Minister Francis Chartrand as well. Huge role models, and there's a lot of women at the table, but there can be more. We should overrun them. I'd also like to just give a kudos to a lot of the local executives as well. And then you had mentioned you're from the Seven Oaks local, which has an all-women local executive. So there's a lot of role models out there, and there certainly is a lot more that we can do. Speaking more so about youth and early integration of women and young girls, we need to have more opportunities. We need to bring back the regional youth advisory committees, the provincial youth advisory committees, and have a greater intent and purpose for them. I would love to see those committees have a seat at the cabinet table, to be present and learn and grow for our government, for our future. So I'll end with that. There's certainly more we can do, and I'd love to be a part of it. Thank you.
Hello? Oh, hi. My name is Charlotte Dubois, and I have a question for about EIA and going to college and university. I've had problems before getting into college at Red River before to be on, like I was on EIA, so I couldn't be on EIA to go to college full time. So what can we do to change that? I would like that to be an option, because I haven't seen a change in over 10 years. And every time I go back to try and go to college for veterinary technology was one of them, and nursing as well, I've been denied because I've been on EIA. So this needs to be a change where people can better themselves and get an education while they're on EIA, and then get off of social assistance and be able to support their families and their children and loved ones, and take care of their elderly cookums and grandfathers and stuff. So thank you.
Okay, so Taylor, then Joanne, and then David, and then Susan. Okay? So Taylor.
Yeah, perfect. Sorry, I was just writing down some of my initial thoughts. Thank you so much for the question. And I just want to, I guess, prelude by saying this is the first step. Being here, sharing your concerns, sharing your issues is where change, where program expansion, where eligibility requirements, have a momentum to move forward and to be advanced and advocated for. So thank you so much for standing up and saying that question. Certainly, in all of our programs and services, there are rooms for improvement, there are rooms for expansion, and that is something that we can take forward and seek to improve. Part of my commitment is listening, advocating, and taking action. So I am here to listen to our grassroots citizens, hear your concerns, hear your issues, advocate for those changes that you wish to see, and through time, have action implemented. There's not enough programs, yeah. Yeah, certainly room for expansion, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Can I have your name again? Dawn?
Charlotte Dubois.
Charlotte?
Yeah.
Charlotte. Thank you, Charlotte. So I'm going to talk about from the company that I worked for before, and that's they would accept students that are on EIA to take their mature grade 12. Pardon? You have your grade 12, but they also have, if you're looking for a trade, also they will accept EIA students for their trade. They don't have what?
No vet tech course.
Vet tech. Oh, veterinarian. Very nice. So what about speaking with your support worker? No? Ah, that's a shame. That's a shame. The only thing that I can say about this is and we have your information, so we're going to find out more from for you. You gave information to my executive director, so we'll get back to you on that, and hopefully we're able to, thank you, hopefully we're able to maybe find another avenue for you. Maybe there's a loophole somewhere. We'll keep our fingers crossed for you, okay? Thank you. That's it.
Mine. Thank you. Just taking some notes and some mental thought here on EIA, which is a federal program that I guess to know what your situation is going to take some little bit of investigative journaling to sit down with you and find out what the story is and where you've got to so far. Then we're going to look at meeting with the Métis employment and training directors and see how far they can go with that situation that you're facing. And then look at the current processes around that. Also, to reach out and meet with the ministers of education and Métis employment and training with your MMF Métis government. Then a short follow-up to make sure we have the story straight. And then a letter could get sent out to the federal minister to see if there's any possible rural alignments that we can do to help you achieve those dreams that you have of going to school and becoming a vet tech. So with that, thank you very much.
Well, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm also a community builder. And I know MMF has a space and capacity to develop programs through the MET program and to support transitioning out of EIA to employability and have those skills to become independent. It would take a long-term commitment and to bring folks out of that dependence to find their independence. But I'm recalling a program that MMF used to have, which was a job skill program where people were brought in and they were employed within the MMF in administration, all these things, with the potential that they could end up having a permanent job after. And maybe vet tech sounds really fantastic in the moment because everyone loves puppies and kitties and helping them. But sometimes the reality of things, of what a government can offer, varies. And a lot of times it is more direct. And we do have to have a long-term commitment and strategy, especially with transitional housing opening up to support women coming out of abusive relationships and becoming independent on their own. But we also have folks who are facing barriers due to drug dependency and disabilities, and they're unable to carry full-time jobs, and MMF is a 9-to-5 kind of place. So we need to open up and be more available through all hours of the day and night, every day of the week, to support you in accomplishing your goals. And that just comes from you bringing it to the table. So thank you for that, Charlotte. And I hope that once elected, we can help build a community that we all feel value and seen and heard in. So thank you for that.
Okay, with one more question, and from back there, and then that's it for questions. Then we'll go to wrapping up with the summaries by each of the candidates, and then President Chartrand will speak.
Hello, my name's Draymond Biors. I'm from Bosco Local. I'm also part of the Men's Métis group. First of all, I'd like to thank St. Norbert for hosting such a nice event.
Can you talk into the mic more?
I can't hear you.
I'll get to my question right away. Thank you. But, you know, like Al Benoit's here, he's very well known at the MMF, and he's done such a fantastic job with treaty negotiations and other things within the MMF. It's just amazing. We have our VP here that got in through acclamation, and it means that Winnipeg is doing something right for that to happen. Congratulations to the 4 that are running. It takes a lot to put out your name, and I'm so proud of all 4 of you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
My question is, and I'm saying this to be fair for all candidates. I said that I was part of the Men's Métis group, but I'm asking the 4 candidates what they'll do over the next 4 years for the Women's Métis group and or the Men's Métis group to help us grow and to help us help people in the community through the women's group as well as through the men's group. I hope this is a fair question to all 4 of you, and if it's not, you could come out and say, hey, this is not a fair question, but I think it is.
What was the answering order?
Who starts?
Answering order, Joanne, Susan, Taylor, David.
Of course I have to go first. Okay. Thank you, Ray, for your question. I think I might be an honorary member of the men's group for helping out on weekends. I think I'm like Jack Park. Oh, I haven't given money yet. I haven't given money yet. But how are we going to help? The best way that we can help our men's group is to support the men's group. any way that we're able to, especially as a regional director. I know that the men's group is just has officially incorporated in April. So I know that they need quite a bit of funding to keep moving forward. But the only way that we can support the men's group is the way how we do it now, right? We show up and we volunteer, just like with the men's group going out and providing food, sustenance to those that are on the unhoused, that we've done a few times already. And now for the women's group, I know that Minister Campbell, she's oversees the women's group, the IWS. So I'm not too sure how. We always support IWS and all the women as well. So that's all that I can say. Like we do our support, we volunteer our time, and if somebody wants to talk, we're there for them. Thank you.
I have so many questions. Like, are you an affiliate to the MMF or are you just a men's group? Just a men's group, right? Okay. Well, I mean, like, special interest groups are fantastic. I mean, I have dreams of one of those for our own 2S LGBTQ plus community. As a cabinet member and regional director, once elected, of course, I think that you guys rent space from the MMF, and we're happy to open those doors. And we're happy to help you apply for grants and run the money through the region, as long as the region can run the money through, until we get our treaty and our official status as a government, and lose our nonprofit status. But I think until then, like, it's a partnership that has to be made between the region and the men's group, and what capacity of help you're asking for, because I hear that you have a lot of members and it's growing exponentially, and you have membership fees. So it really we have to figure out what the intention and the purpose of the men's group is. I'm sorry, I don't know a lot about it aside that it exists. I heard somebody bring it up in the regional meeting, and I was really confused by that, because as far as I'm concerned, or know that it's not an affiliate, but we're treating it like one, which doesn't make sense to me, because I don't think we're there yet. So I'm just trying to be real and say facts. But I'll definitely support anything that helps support the wellness of men, because it makes better husbands, better brothers, better uncles, better grandfathers. So I commend you in doing that work to support the mental health of the men in our community. It is needed, and I'm open to seeing how we could support you.
Perfect. Thank you for bringing that question forward. And as I had mentioned previously, there certainly is more work that can be done on the regional level, integrating and having meaningful working relationships with both the IWS and with the Métis Men's Group. I think from my experience working at the Manitoba Métis Federation on a program level, advocating, searching for, applying for funding has been one of my strengths as well. So I bring that knowledge to the table at the regional level, and will and can advocate for additional funding for the IWS and for the Métis Men's Group, and will be a support and an ally through all of that as well. And as well through the 2S LGBTQIA plus community in the potential creation of an affiliate group there as well. So lots of room for everybody to come together to support and to advance our collective rights, our collective interests through various streams. And but we have to remember that together we have to have one vision, we have to act as a collective, and in order to move our nation forward. So being able to foster those working relationships and advocate on a collective level is where we get movement. So that's what I will strive for. Thank you.
Thank you for the question to the citizen. That what would you do to help support both the Métis men and the Affinity Women's Secretariat? I believe that's the question. And so I've been one of those Métis men that is part of this association, this group, and that was born out of a need to help support other Métis men that might be alone in their lives and they have depression, and to get them out to meetings and get them to feel good about themselves again so that they can be better dads and better husbands and better uncles. And we have quite a few men, not a whole pile, but the idea is to work with the Métis women in the future to assist in their needs. We're not just a standalone organization that is just going to keep to itself. We've already been accepting some women who've been on the Red River Métis Men Facebook site that is there. And that's because they are there not only for their own, but I'm thinking that they're also there because they have husbands and fathers and so on who do not have any of that technology. And so with supporting both, I would definitely, in the future, once operational, that the Métis men should probably reach out to Infinity Women and see if there's joint projects they can do. Like we were proposing to deliver some sandwiches and water and candies to some of the homeless, and we went out on 2 walks and women came with us. So we were supporting the community through these community walks, which is, again, helps with mental health, it helps with recovery, helps with their own personal ways of improving themselves, and they don't have to be alone anymore. Thank you.
Okay, now what we'll do is we'll have closing statements by the 4 candidates. They'll have a maximum of 3 minutes each. And the order that I have here is Season number 1,
Of course.
Joanne number 2, David number 3, and Taylor, you wrap it up. You're number 4. Okay.
I opened and I closed.
So Season, you can start anytime.
All right. First, I'd like to thank the Infinity Local, Winnipeg North Local, the St. Norbert Parish LeBarrier Local for organizing this event with the support of the MMF, and thank you, Al Benoit, for moderating. You did a pretty good job. In closing, I want to mention again, I brought a resolution to the floor of the AGA last year, and I have a recollection of a conversation which took place in the resolutions room. While speaking to the lawyers in the room, I was told if citizens want change, they can vote for the people who they feel will do the work. My response came quickly, but no one ever runs. Well, this year, many people are stepping up across the heartland, and today I'm here telling you I'm running, and I'm running so fast, my Fitbit's on fire. If elected, I will spend the next 4 years to share my knowledge, my experience, and my leadership to help ensure the Red River Métis citizens have access to Métis-led sports, recreation, arts, dance, language, and cultural programming. I believe these opportunities should be available to every citizen regardless of where they live or their economic circumstances. I hope that once elected, President Chartrand sees my career experience and trusts me to build for our people. What I'd like to say is merci, miigwech, and merci and thank you for this forum. It's been amazing, and good luck to everybody up here sitting with me. We're all amazing people, and good luck to you with your vote and who you choose to elect. You can pick 1 or 2, it's up to you. And look forward to seeing you all next week when we find the results.
Thank you. As we come to the end of our tonight's discussion, I want to thank each of you for being here, for listening, for asking questions, and most importantly, for continuing to care deeply about the future of the Winnipeg region and our Red River together, and where I believe we can go over the next 4 years. When I first began this journey of service more than 40 years ago, I didn't do it because I wanted the accolades. I did it because I believed in communities becoming stronger when people stepped forward, listened, volunteered, and worked together. That belief continues to guide me today. Over the past 2 terms, together we focused on building a foundation for the Winnipeg region. We worked to reduce debt already, strengthen governance, and rebuild and reactivate our locals from six active locals to 19. Those accomplishments did not happen because of one person. That happened because of teamwork, partnership, and the commitment of citizens, local leadership, volunteers, and communities working together. Now we are ready for the next chapter. The next 4 years are about continuing to build Winnipeg region through stronger communication, greater collaboration, and creating opportunities for our citizens. It means supporting our locals and ensuring their voices continue to shape priorities. It means welcoming new Red River Métis citizens and helping them reconnect with culture, community, and identity. It means investing in our youth and giving them opportunities to help shape the future. It means continuing to engage our elders and seniors with respect and listening to the wisdom they bring. And it means ensuring our beyond border citizens remain informed, connected, and included no matter where they live. I believe leadership means being present. It means listening before deciding. It means creating space for others to contribute. And it means never losing sight of who we are here to serve. My commitment is simple: to continue leading with respect, to continue working collaboratively, to continue listening, and to continue building opportunities for all citizens in the Winnipeg region. Together, we have built a strong foundation. Thank you for your trust, your support, and the opportunity to continue. Done.
I gave you a few seconds more because I screwed up. It's not the first mistake I've made tonight, and probably won't be the last. Thankfully, we're coming close to the end. Okay, David?
I'm good. Thank you. I'd like to start by thanking everybody and all the locals for putting together this forum and have the interaction with our Métis citizens. It's not too often we get together face to face like this. It seems lately. It's been an absolute honor to serve as your regional executive officer, and I hope with your continuing support we will be re-elected as your regional executive officers for another term. I also want to thank Elder Shirley for her opening prayer and her closing prayer to come. Since 2018, we've been committed to strengthening and supporting the Red River Métis community through leadership, advocacy, cultural preservation, and community-driven initiatives. We've also focused on supporting education and celebrating achievement within the region. From 2019 to 2024, the region proudly hosted the annual high school and post-secondary graduation ceremonies. In addition, we've supported programs such as the Community Garden Box. We've also delivered 308 of those to community members. We'll continue to support annual community gatherings such as Roostertown Picnic, the Indigenous Day in Selkirk, and Cuthbert Grant's Old Mill, and many others. One of our greatest accomplishments with Winnipeg was the increase of active locals. When we first started in 2018, there was only 6. Today, there's 19. So we're really proud of that fact, and we've also assisted and shared their ensuring our local citizens are well celebrated. So together, let us continue building a prosperous, self-governing future for our Métis nations that's stronger together, proven by history, and I ask for your support at these 2026 elections. Thank you.
Thank you. Throughout this forum, I have been jotting down things that I have missed, things that I would like to, leave you with, and so bear with me as I navigate my page of scribbles. But I wanted to start as well by saying thank you so much to the 3 locals that put on this event. It's such an amazing opportunity to be able to come speak with you all face to face, shake hands, make those direct connections, and see who I hope to serve. As well, thank you, Elder, for the prayers, the opening and the closing that's to come. I wanted to just leave you with my commitments. So I'm committed to being there in the community, have a presence at local meetings, at local events, which will foster open pathways for communication, directly being in the community, discussing with grassroots citizens what your issues are, what your concerns are, how we can work to expand program eligibility to meet the needs of our citizens directly. Secondly, I am, as I had mentioned previously, I'm dedicated and here to listen, advocate, and take action on those concerns and issues that you do have. And thirdly, tying in my education and knowledge is being an environmental advocate at the cabinet table. There's a lot more that we can do in terms of being environmentally friendly at events, in our facilities, and things of that nature. So I hope to be a voice, the little Lorax at the table, fighting for the trees. Another key part of my campaign is fostering connection. Bringing connection back to communities. Technology has, I think, created a new realm of possibilities, but also has us a little disconnected in this world. So I'm hoping to create spaces, foster gatherings, meaningful, safe, welcoming gatherings that everybody feels, welcome and safe to attend. And also being the social glue in that part of connection between our citizens, Red River Métis citizens in Manitoba, beyond borders, fostering and renewing relationships with other organizations that have our similar values, and working towards that collective, being that collective to have the strongest voice that we can have in advocating and fighting for our rights in this country. I want to also be that glue between our younger generations and our older generations, ensuring that we are meeting the needs of our younger generations by, becoming more technologically advanced, but also not forgetting about our elders and citizens who struggle with that in accessing programs and services. So I've got a vision for the future that beyond the years of our current cabinet, and through my opportunities, I hope to just continue to grow and provide more experiences for those coming up. Thank you.
Fall it apart.
That's it. It's
Time's up. Time's up for
Is
you,
it
Al.
working now? That was it, right? I didn't miss anybody? No. Okay, great. Give them another hand. As Ray had said to them and to yourselves, it takes a lot of guts to get up here and put yourself in front of the crowd and run for a position. Métis politics is very complex, and they've got guts. They really do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, our next speaker is someone who's has been around politics for a long time, and I'm very happy to have been with him off and on since 1996, and I always listen to him carefully. We talk about mentors. President Chartrand has been one of mine. You only have 5 minutes. You know that, eh?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Firstly, thank you, Shirley, for your prayer. I apologize. I wasn't here when it began. I was actually at a birthday party. I had promised that I'd be there. So you have 4 candidates that have rolled out their visions and their ideas. Some have talked about change. Some have talked about visions of what they're going to do. And when you make your decision, make it very carefully and think about what you're doing and who you're selecting. Because what everybody needs to understand is this. The Federation is in a new era. You know, we've taken it from nothing to what it is today. It's now dealing with hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. The actions of your cabinet, the action of your ministers, actually impact every Métis citizen in some form or some fashion. Whether it's kids going to school, university, or just problems they're having at K-12, or daycare centers, or pharmacies, or jobs. Firstly, the EIA issue has been solved already. It's done. It's not a worry. Billy Cross is here. We'd already negotiated that years ago. We fought with the government for some time because welfare was trying to dock out the monies that we were putting in. Then they were taking it away from the welfare check, which was nonsense. That's actually part of the responsibility. So that's gone. It doesn't exist. The challenge you face is your class. Is it here? And then the cost of your class, because you're taking a unique class. But anyways, just to make sure you know, EI is not an issue. Yeah, so these four will learn that after, trust me. But anyways, but coming to a government today is important to recognize. As Billy herself, Billy Cross, by the way, is a Métis leader. Give her a round of applause. She's one of our powerful Métis leaders. She's not in cabinet yet, but she's in committees. And I look forward to her one day being a cabinet minister. But it is a challenge. It is a responsibility you carry. And I carry it deep and hard. I've been involved for over 38 years. Right from a local, I was young once, as somebody says, the old need to go. You know, but the unfortunate part that young people need to learn is this, that right now the biggest fear that people have is when I go. People are very worried about me when I go, when I leave. Because in many ways, I was the leader of the blueprint that created us from nothing to where we are today. So people are very concerned. And I've told people, this is my last term. I'll be 70 when I finish this one, and I'll still be young at 70. My brain will still be sharp and wise. But you got to think about this, and this is the parts that people need to learn. And that's why you go to the website. You go into learning, what does the Federation have now today? Some people say, well, not everybody knows how to get into a website, which is true. IT-wise, I ain't smart there whatsoever. Come to business, it's a different world. I'm very smart when it comes to business. So, but when you look at the task that's at hand, is how do we serve our people with what we have? Now, millions sound like a lot, 100 million sounds like a lot, but there's 135,000 Métis people that live in this province alone. And we've got to figure out how do we get services to each and every one in the form of what their needs are. Everybody has different needs. But we've done things that people have only dreamt about, and they became real. We have free medicine now for 55 and older that did not exist before. But our cabinet knew it had to be created. Government didn't give us no money. Government didn't help us. We went on our own. We were wise enough to know that we had the highest chronic illnesses than anybody else. We surpassed First Nations health system and their problems. Not because we're unhealthy people. Yeah, I'm overweight, but I'm still strong. But anyways, but you look at it, but I was in good shape once. You should have seen me in my younger days. Anyways, but when you look at the premise of our health condition, the finding was very clear. Both governments were denying services, and still do to this day, deny services to the Métis, saying the Métis is not my jurisdiction. Provincially, they say that. Federally, they say the same thing. No. It's under provincial. You got to go to the province. But I keep on reminding government, each in this room, look around this room. Everyone in this room pays taxes. The governments of the day, whether they're provincial, federal, municipal, collect taxes in order to govern. But that's your money, and the challenge that government faces is how do you give it back to the people to better help them in their needs when you're supposed to as a government. That's the challenge government faces. And for us, for decades and decades and decades, they gave us nothing. Finally, we're getting some money back. And that's not a grant, it's not charity. That's your taxes finally coming home. And look what we've done with them. You know, look at the housing program. It was an idea that came from locals. But locals came to the assembly, which is open to all citizens, why you have 3,000 or 4,000 people there. They came and told us the directive of what we needed to do. One of the things they told us before we even had money is to help their kids buy a home. They said, our kids work hard. They got young children. They just can't save enough to get a down payment to buy a house. But if they give them a chance, they pay rent, so why can't they pay mortgage and own the house? So we took that dream and we made it reality. Today, City of Winnipeg, there's 734 families that bought their houses in Winnipeg, Métis families. The value of that is over $200 million of how you contributed to the growth of this province and the taxes you put back in when you buy a house. That's just here in totality right now, 1,534 families bought their houses. Young couples, young families that look towards us and say, wow, thank you, hugging, crying. They finally own a home. And what's the beauty about owning a home? I tried when I was 23 years old. The bank told me to take a hike because I didn't have a co-signer and my mom had no money. We were poor. But I wanted to buy a house because I knew the value of an asset. If I have an asset, if I have a house, I know I can leave it to my kids so they have a better life than I will. So finally at 29, I saved enough. I didn't need a co-signer and I bought my house. So when you look at it that way, the dream of what set us back. In the 1800s, we owned this land. It was ours. Those 12,000 people here, 10,000 of them were Métis. That was your families. We owned all the land all the way to Nipoa. That was our land. And when we look at it today, we got chased off to our land and our economy of scale dropped dramatically because we were homeless. We had no place to call home. And we had to go west, north, and south into the United States. That's where our people went to. But they robbed the next generations to come of their future. That's what they did. That's what the government did to us. They stole your ancestors' future, which would have made your life easier today. Today, our people struggle to make a living. But one thing they can never take from us is our pride, and one thing they can't take from us is our work ethic. We've always been hardworking people, always. And one thing that's strong about us, we're always united. Others look at us and they're jealous of us. No disrespect to the First Nations, they can't get what we have because we're united and very strong. And I fought hard for that. My first vision, when I took over and I left Justice in 1996, became president in 97, the people asked me to come and lead. I had a good career, a damn good career. I was advancing up in the justice system. Got offered a job in Ottawa, got a job offer in Edmonton. Thank God I didn't go because I truly believe I pray at night, every night. And one of the things and everywhere I travel in the world, and I travel the world a lot, I find and stop at a church and I pray for my people. But one of the things that I strongly believe this, there's a purpose for each and every one of us. Every one of us have a purpose that's been chosen already. It's up to us now which road we take to get there. If we take the wrong turn, then we're not going to get to where that purpose was given for us, what we're going to be doing or becoming in life. To me, it was probably to become the leader of the Federation, leader of the Métis people, because I had passion, I had vision. And what is the first thing I touched and went after is the brand. We had no brand. Our MMF was really looked down upon by everyone. The MMF flag was not flown in homes. It was people hid their identity. They didn't want to come out and say they're Métis, they're ashamed. So we focused all of our attention, even with no money, So think about this, how passionate we were. That house I told you I bought, a few of us on our cabinet took our houses and went to borrow money to build the Federation again because it was bankrupt. Our own house, my house I bought. And Brian Bender, I'll never forget that man. He was the vice president of Peace Hills Trust. He said to us, if that's how dedicated and devoted you are, I can trust you. So I'll lend you $400,000. The rest is history. From 3 staff to 1,300 staff today. And we're still growing. So when you do something at the Federation, it's not about a local, it's not just about a region, it's about the people. How do you get the needs of the people dealt with? And the good thing about our people, we don't look for handouts. We're proud people, very proud people. And it's one of the fights I used to have many years ago when Phil Fontaine was the Grand Chief. They used to take their images of what's happening in the reserve, whether their houses are falling apart, whether there are slop bills in the porch they're using there was a slop bill in the house where I grew up. Our house was, my blanket would be frozen against the wall in the morning if my mom didn't keep the fire going. We had a little tin pot that kept our house warm. And we had the second ugliest house in town. But we had a very, very caring family and very united family. So when you look at that process of how do we achieve the betterment for the people, is to work for everyone. And if cabinet comes and finds one of these people elected, and you start seeing them creating havoc around the table or taking secrets out of our government, they'll be removed very quickly. You'll have another election here very fast. Our cabinet is very strict on that stuff. Just like what Billy can tell you. If the provincial government meets in cabinet, it's never released, ever. Because that's private strategy or private issues and the federal government's the same way, but so is our government. So I just tell people that, because I heard some people saying, wait till I get in there, you know. You're going to get a hell of a surprise when you get in there. You don't think you're going to push people around. There's 2,200 people sitting there that have earned their right to be elected. So remember that very carefully. So I just say that to the young juniors that are coming, the new beginners, be careful. What you say to the people might not really happen once you get into that table. And that table has a big responsibility. And we have a vision. The treaty's around the corner. And that treaty will become real. But let me tell you, self-government's already there. We already signed self-government agreement. It's already in play. The borders of Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, United States, Northwest Territories do not matter to us anymore. We removed those because they were never ours in the first place. So now we have the right to citizens to join us from everywhere they live. I think there's over 300 people that join us outside of Canada that got married, moved out, fell in love, or went to work somewhere. I know we have some in Australia. They apply for a citizenship card. I can't give them rights in Australia, but I can guarantee them I'll be protecting their rights when they come home. That's for sure. So when you look at what's coming up, unfortunately, we have different challenges. One of the challenges I'm trying to avoid, but I may not be able to avoid, is the fight with the First Nations. I have many chiefs that are my friends, very good leaders, and there are some that do not want us to progress ahead. I can't believe it in my heart, can't believe it in my mind. Why would they want that to happen? Because they should have known what happened to them. And I remind them, I had a meeting with the chief of a very young lady, very smart, just got her law degree. She's the chief of Bertil. She brought her counselors to our meeting in our office. We had a very positive meeting. And what was interesting about it is when we started talking about history, I took them to the list of rights that Riel created when he bought Manitoba and Western Canada to Confederation. When Riel did that, remember what I said, there was 10,000 of us here, and there was only a population of 12,000. But what he demanded is this, and that's what First Nations have forgotten. First Nations were in a weak state. You can't blame them. They went through hell and back. And I have a passion to support them in many ways that I can. But what they have forgotten is the passion to return it back to us. Because in the list of rights, one of them demands Riel had is that treaties be established for the Indians in the prairies in the West for peace and goodwill. He demanded that when he negotiated Manitoban Confederation. He was fighting for their rights to have treaties. Your treaty is older than theirs. Your treaty is in 1870. You had a treaty promised by John A. Macdonald in Ansett in Parliament. It said very clear, I'm treating with the half-breeds. Because Queen Victoria's legacy in her time would not sell them the land for 300,000 pounds, the prairies, and he would not send them an army until he dealt what they called at that time the uprising of the half-breeds in the prairie. So he was told, get that resolved, then we'll talk about selling you the land. So that's what he said in Parliament, we're treating with the half-breeds. So that was our treaty. So it's now 156 years in the making that we're at. And now, guess who's fighting us? The First Nations, our cousins, our neighbors. And I'm asking myself, why in the hell would you fight us? Then now they're lying to their people. The leaders are lying. I use the word lying. You shouldn't use it too much when you're a politician. But my view, and I'll call them a liar in front of anybody. Because in my view, they're misleading the population, the government, and the people. And I know this is on video. They can keep it because everything I say what I never lie. I don't bullshit. I'll tell you the facts as I know them. So one of the things very clear is this. They're telling the people that we're creating a hierarchy of rights, that our rights will be greater than theirs. We all have Section 35 rights, the Métis, the First Nation, and the Inuit. We're all equal. There is no right one greater than the other right. It's never been proven in any law in this country. So the rights of Section 35 are equal to all of us. So now they're saying we're going to affect their hunting rights. How in the hell are we affecting their hunting rights? Hunting is not anywhere in the document. You already have hunting rights. You have hunting laws. Your Section 35 rights exist already. You already have them. They can't take them from you. So that bullshit about we're taking away their affecting their hunting rights is not true. The second part is about land. We're taking away the land. We're not taking away the land. It has nothing to do with land. We already won our land claims in 2013. It took us 32 years, by the way, my friends. 32 years in the courts. My brother was vice president and minister of finance of the Federation. I thank him. He's passed on now. But I thank him greatly because at that time, and Anita learned a lot from him. She's the minister of finance today. He was a very smart man. He was able to maneuver the money in our small budgets in order to survive to pay our lawyers. What people don't know right now in this room and anywhere else, we're at the brink of breaking. The brink. We had no more money. My brother couldn't find no more. We rented out buildings we had. We put them used as assets to borrow against money in the banks because we were out. We had nowhere else to go. The government did not know that, however. But if they would have took us to court one more time on a different subject, because what they were doing to the case, in the land claim case, is they were using, it's called red herrings. They're using different arguments of the case to fight first before the case could be fought. So finally, one of the judges here, Associate Chief Judge Manitoba, said, enough. This is going to trial. Enough stalling, enough, it's over. But if they would have lasted one more round, I guarantee you the land claims probably never would have reached the Supreme Court of Canada because we had no more money then. We were broke. So I think the good Lord and my brother and others in cabinet were wise enough how to figure out how to survive. It cost us, I think, close $5 to $7 million at that time. And that's a lot of money, trust me. With no money in the bank, that was a lot of money. So when you look at that part, when they're saying this is about the land, it has nothing to do with the land. It's not even in the treaty. Anywhere you'll find that in the treaty. What the treaty is all about is your right to govern yourself. The right to decide your fate, the right to govern your laws, and the process of what you see in the future. That, my friends, is what you're already starting to have. You have hunting rights, laws that you created, laws that are practiced by our people today. And no one else has that in Canada. You're the leading people of Indigenous people in this country that's showing how governments should manage themselves, control their processes, ensure the future for the next generation. You have it written down in law, and there'll be more coming. There's Child and Family Service law that's being written right now that's coming. Your laws, not theirs, not provincially, not federally, our laws. And that's being written as we speak right now. So the future truly is bright. Opportunities there. But the key to strength is unity. We can never let no one come between us. Every government party has tried to come, including the NDP. Salinger tried. He tried to divide us. And he can bullshit his way all he wants. He tried to divide us. And the same thing goes with, you look at conservatives. They tried over and over, right from Philman's era right through, to divide our people. And they've never succeeded. Federally, they tried the same damn thing. They have never broken our people. We're still united no matter what. That's what makes us unique in the world. That's what makes you special in the world. And you never lose that, because the day you lose it is the day your government will come down. It'll start to break brick by brick by brick. So it's important to recognize that. You can see the caliber of a difference between us, I'm not criticizing them, and your president. So when they tell me I'm old, it took me 38 years to learn what I got. So I got a wealth of information up here that I've earned and learned throughout my years. And I look forward to young people running, I truly do. But they have a lot to learn, a lot to learn. And I want to give you some more data you should be proud of, especially IWS will tell you this. You look at the cabinet meetings we have. When people talk about women movement in the Federation, it's happened, it's been there forever. It's been there since the 1800s. Women have always been the powerhouse of the Métis family, always. A man could be physically strong all he wants. He's a coward if he fights a woman. But the women, because we're a maternal nation, we've always been a maternal nation. Our white fathers left us, our Indian mothers raised us. And the First Nations didn't want us after because we looked different. So we lived in the outskirts, and eventually we created our own culture, our language, everything, our own customs, and became the nation and the powerhouse of the prairies. So when we talk about equalization of women, men, women dominate. And our employees probably, what do you think, I need about 70% are women? Nearly all the employees in our government are women, majority, and senior. When you talk about training, I'll tell you something very special. It was a shock, surprising. Maybe that's why they got to set these men's groups going here. Because I'll tell you why. Times have changed so rapidly. Women were actually outnumbering, by percentage-wise, a large percentage-wise, women were outnumbering men when it came to university and professional careers. Nursing, doctors, lawyers, all these things. Women were at the universities, had a higher percentage than men. But men were higher in the trades, in the colleges. That was years ago. But let me tell you the data today. Women are still higher in the professional universities, Métis women, outdo the men. And now the women have passed the men in trades. Isn't that amazing? Women have passed the men in trades. So, but it's nothing magical. It's not something I did. The IWS is a very powerful voice for the women. But it's not something special we did. It's part in our DNA. Women, we've always been a maternal nation. So let nobody tell you different. Other governments have said to us, how in the hell do you guys do it? Do what? Have so much women involved in politics. I don't know, because they're outspoken, they're loud, and they want to get in there and they want to fix things. So, but at the end of the day, even our youth, people say we need to do more youth. Look in this crowd. There's not much youth here. And that's not your fault. It's not our fault. It's nobody's fault. Because right now you're assisting about 10,000 youth right now. You've got 2,600 kids in university that we pay for, we know. We got over 4,000 UPIP funding that goes out to youth to pay down some of their costs to hockey, music, whatever it is, culture. And then you got another 600 to 800 that are employed every summer. So you got 10,000 youth you're impacting. The other youth, they're busy with their lives. And you know the magic, because I heard young people one time come to me. I'll call myself older then, but it's quite a number of years ago. I was still younger, I think, in my mind. But I'm 66 now. But it's over 10 years ago, about 15 years ago. Universities were saying that youth need a voice. We need to have a say. We got to decide our fate to the future. We're in university, and we want careers, and we need to know that you're ready for us. So I said to you, I believe 100% what you're telling me, because we've been trying now for years and years to tell the youth, to tell me, what are you taking in school? What is going to be your profession? If you're going to be a nurse, when are you graduating? If you're going to be a plumber, electrician, I don't care what you're going to be, when are you graduating? So we can prepare a job for you when you get out. We can negotiate with the private sector, with government, wherever, to ensure that jobs are waiting for you, that you're not going to go get a degree and work at 7-Eleven. Not that I'm criticizing people working at 7-Eleven, it's our job. But when you want to earn the good revenue, you want to go a different field. So the youths used to say to us, well, we know. Okay, you know. I'm going to give you $200,000. And we did. We gave $200,000 to the youth at university to get all the 5 universities together, have a meeting, because we know there's several thousand in the university. At that time, we didn't know the exact number, because the only reason we know now, because we're giving $5,000 to pay for their tuition. But the universities would not give us that data. They said we can't share, it's private. We're not allowed to tell you who's Métis and not Métis. That's still bullshit to me if you ask me. So again, First Nations know why. How do they know? Because they get the funding from Canada to pay for their costs. That's how they know their population and their courses. But universities weren't going to help us at all. So I said to these university kids, okay, here's $200,000. You guys have a meeting. Bring your several thousand people together and tell me what is your priorities. Tell me when we're going to set up a system, when you're graduating, fields of jobs and fields of sectors that will try to create employment. Do you know what they told me? They tried pizzas, pizza night. They tried music. They tried different food, chicken wings, and you name it, they tried. The most they can get to a meeting was a little over 100. And they were so angry at their own fellow youth that they had a chance to really make a say or input to their future. And the youth wouldn't come out because they said the youth are busy. We're not worrying about this stuff. Youth do not think about this stuff today. They're thinking about falling in love, wearing the damn clothes that some maybe Kate, what's her name? Trudeau's girlfriend now, Katy Perry. Well, the girls want to wear clothes like her, and men want to wear those basketball players with, anyways, all that garbage. They want to wear that stuff to look cool, right? That's what they worry about. So you got to give them time. They will come, and I'll tell you why. They may not come today, so don't get too panicky about seeing youth, my friends. They will come. because they're going to become parents. They will be parents, maybe hopefully not too young, but they will become parents. And they got to worry about their kids now. So now they're going to really want to know what the hell's out there and how we can help them and how they can make a difference. So don't get panicky that the youth, I hear that all the time. I'm going to all these meetings. It seems to be a catchword. But that's not, because even here, no disrespect to anybody here, and no disrespect to the other places I go. Like I said, I've been in this game for 38 years. And we have these big discussions in cabinet. And we try to figure out how the hell we can make change for the next generation. How do we get them? I'll give you an example. Taylor. Taylor learned her speaking skills through the Federation. We actually got her. She was shy. Trust me, she's a damn good fiddler. You know, we funded her when she was a kid. And she became a damn good fiddler, and somebody I'm very proud of. But I'm not here to campaign for her, by the way. But anyways, her dad and I are very close. But truly, I'm not here to campaign for her. But what she did learn, and many others like her, we actually got them to MC our events. We wanted them to teach them how to speak in public. Because I said, one day you might be the leaders, and you better know how to speak in public comfortably, and you damn well better know what you're talking about. So that's what we've been trying to teach her and other kids like her throughout. So the Federation is a damn good place, my friends. We're in a good position. You have a chance to choose 2 candidates here that will sit in cabinet. Doesn't mean they're going to become ministers either, trust me. They're going to earn that right. And I actually listen to them. Why I travel? Like, I'm elected already. I could stay at home right now and be relaxing, watching TV. But I actually come out because I want to tell you where I'm going in the next 4 years. Where am I taking you? I'm taking you on a treaty. I'm taking you on a land claim. Joe, you're not getting money split up, by the way. It ain't happening. So, but just for Joe's question, there's 2 different forms of land. Land grant is what we want, which is 1.4 million acres of land for children. That's called land grant. Then there's land script. That's a different one. So that is a lawsuit we're preparing right now and looking to, it's because that one will go right to all the way to Alberta. People really got rich by taking away our script from our people. So that's another case that's coming. We're looking at it, but it's going to cost us millions, but we're being prepared for that. But that's, a case that's coming. So when we look to the future, I hope to settle this thing before I leave. Trudeau promised me it's settled in October of 2025. But that didn't work because he was gone. Fell in love with Katy Perry and took off on us. But anyways, he's gone. But I met with Carney, and I've said to him, this is a priority for my people. And this is what's going to be important. It's going to change our history to the future, without doubt. Imagine what we're doing with the money we earn, the revenue we're making through our pharmacies, the construction company, through our real estate. Why do we buy all that? One guy said at a meeting, get rid of a building, sell a building, and pay the musicians, everybody good money. Okay, that's your idea. Well, that means I'll sell the next building, the next building, the next building. Then what do we have? Nothing. I am not going to leave your government in a difficult position financially. I'm going to leave your government with one of the strongest I would call it, well, not profiles, they're performa. That they will, whoever takes over, has all the tools they want, and up to you now to choose the right leader that'll take over as your president, because that day's coming. So you can wait there, Taylor. So anyways, but the day is coming when that'll happen. But in the meantime, we're not going to talk about that. I got 4 years to do a ton of work, get you into a better place, and get the settlement. If we can get that land claim, changes our next generations forever. Then instead of giving $5,000 to our kids to go to school, the question should be at the parents sitting around a kitchen table with their kids, what university you want to go to because it's covered and paid for by your government. Not $5,000, the entire thing is paid for, so we can have educated youth, educated families everywhere. So that's the future. That's the future. And our people are wise. It's not just David Chardon. Our people are wise. And I'll close off with this. At our assembly, unanimous. One person was against it. One. And it was about 3,000. It wasn't Joe. There was over 3,000 people there. And she wouldn't give up. She said, I want my money. I want my share. It's my right. And everybody lined up on the microphone and verbally beat her up. Anyways, then she voted in favor after because she was getting a licking. Anyways, but the wisdom of the people was this, and I'll give you some examples, not to be critical. Trust me, not to be critical, just to use it as an example. look at the settlements at First Nations. Okay, individual settlements, individual. Whether it's cows and plows where they get 30,000, 50,000, their families maybe got out a brand new car or whatever, bought something for their family, but that money is gone. Gone. It's not, you can't replace it, it's gone. Your people are wise enough to say, no, that money will be there so we can have all the programs necessary to make sure our elders are taken care of, our youth are taken care of, our Women Transition Center that Anita worked so hard to establish, the first one, we want to open more. And we need to still build the health centers. That's what we're after right now. I'm negotiating that with Canada right now. So again, I'll close off. It's a long night. It's getting dark. And I thank you all. I thank the 3 locals for organizing this. Thank you very much. And again, I look forward to 2 of you sitting around. But I still will see you no matter what. I'll still have a chance to see us. And I look forward to hearing your voices. And whoever you select, trust me, they'll be working hard. I guarantee you that. Or else we'll push them off to the side in cabinet. So again, thank you very much. Oh, 50-50. Well, you better hope I won. Actually, you better hope I won because I'll donate it back. Anyways, I actually won. Where's that I won, Kat?
Might need a flashlight.
Oh, in Boissevain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted Boissevain. I donated it back. So, locals, you hope I win. 182 bucks is going out to, you guys are sharing it at 3 locals. Orange ticket. Just lies, blue. I just dropped her tickets. Blue ticket. There's only blue. 472-162.
Boo.
472-162. Did I win? No? Oh, there it is. Yay! Andrew's gonna donate it back to the 3 locals. I already nailed him. He can't take it now.
President Chartrand, don't leave yet. President Chartrand. President Chartrand. President Chartrand. President Chartrand. President Chartrand. We still need you to do 1 draw. Please, President Chartrand. We need a draw. 1 more, please. 1 more draw, please.
Draw. Door prize.
Immune to a serenade. Who knew?
Okay, you have 2 door prizes. Don't go anywhere yet. Your names were cut off at the front. The first one, what they're getting? Okay, 2 prize packages. April Peters, I think it's Peterson or Pete's son. It's rigged. Okay, 1 more. Congratulations, April. And the next winner, take home a door prize. Nah, she won't take it. So she works for me. So no, not Tiffany. Shirley Langan, the elder. Hey!
Congratulations. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. President Chartrand.
Take a picture of all of us?
So we'll have the. Oh, I guess there's some photos. Pretty fancy, eh? Okay.
Okay, I recognize everybody's keen to do photos, but before you do that, we should allow Elder Shirley to do closing prayer.
Yes, thank you. Okay, Elder Shirley is going to give.
Okay. Before I do the closing prayer, I'd just like to make you aware of a movie that will be coming out later this summer. But before I do, I just wanted to say, as a woman with our DNA, I was the elder counselor, advisor, supporter for all of the cast and crew in this movie. And it has to do with the producer and writer is Tim Riddell. He's a Red River Métis that was born in Manitoba.
He's a filmmaker and lives in Toronto. So when I did the closing prayer at the Louis Riel commemoration, he contacted me within days, and he asked me if I would do those roles. I didn't hesitate. I said yes. Filming was starting on the Monday. I never set foot in that environment. Healthcare, 45 years experience, but I did. Because the film is about 60 scoops. His mom was a survivor. She has passed on now, 6 years ago. But he had so much passion to tell his story. And the movies has been made. So I've been working really, really hard with the entire team, and I'm really happy to announce that the star actress is a member of Infinity Women's Secretariat, Morgan Holstrom. I've walked in front of her, behind her, beside her, every inch of the way. Another actress is Victoria Gwendolyn. She's a Red River Métis woman from young, beautiful, vibrant actresses from Manitoba, from Winnipeg. We became part of a family. You know, these young women, they text me, they say, I miss you, I love you. And for Tim, it's like I became his cookum along the way. So I want to credit the MMF, because for me, after 38 years as well of volunteering, and when I first became a volunteer, I wouldn't stand and talk in front of 2 people. But the elder that I am today, I don't have a nervous bone in my body. I'll speak in front of whoever, and I'll put it to the test, because I'm so grateful that David and the MMF are supporting me, because this film has been accepted at the world premiere, the Fantasia International Festival in Montreal. Is prestigious, and I'm going to be there, continuing on my journey, and very likely doing an opening prayer before our movie scene, because as Tim and I discussed, we do it our way. Whatever I do there, I know I've got responsibilities. I will make all of you proud. So the name of the movie is called Ancestral Beasts. There will be several premieres. There'll be a premiere in Vancouver, and also one in Winnipeg. Once those are completed, and we're doing some community screening in addition to that, it will be released nationally and internationally later this summer. So I just wanted to let you know, watch out for Ancestral Beasts. And besides those roles, I also came out being an actor, because I'm in the movie. At 70, he came up to me. We were at a set. He said, Elder Shirley, do you want to be in the movie? And you know, like Elsie in North of 60. Oh yeah, right. That's what it was my saying. 15, 20 minutes later, I wasn't behind the cameras, I was in front of the cameras. And I wasn't nervous. I don't know what kind of journey they have for me, but I have a feeling this may not be the end. But anyways, I want to thank everybody, and also Anita. You have been such a mentor. You have been an inspiration to me for all these years. And also when we're co-founders of IWF, and now today, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And there's also other Red River Métis citizens that have been involved in this movie. And David, thank you for supporting me to continue on my journey. So now I will end with the closing prayer. Miigwech. Dear Creator, we come before you at the close of this gathering with hearts full of gratitude. We thank you for the gift of this day, for the freedom we enjoy to speak, to listen, and to dream together about the future of our Red River Métis community. Dear Lord, we thank you for each candidate who has stepped forward in courage and service, for their willingness to lead, to share their vision, and to bear the weight of responsibility that leadership demands. Bless them with wisdom that sees beyond personal interest, with the integrity that stands firm under pressure, and with the compassion that reaches every corner of our community. Dear God, we ask for unity in the midst of our Red River Métis culture. May our differences not divide us, but instead deepen our understanding of one another. Help us to remember that beyond policies and positions, we are friends, neighbors, bound together by a shared hope for a better tomorrow. Dear Heavenly Father, as we leave this place, guide our thoughts, our words, our actions. May we choose leaders who will serve with humility, govern with justice, and lead with love, the way that you would want us to do. And may we, as Red River Métis citizens, always take up our role